Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. Welcome to tradertv.live. North American stock futures back in negative territory, looking to extend the sell-off. We saw kickoff on Wednesday. All three markets in the red on Wednesday. The S&P and the Dow recording their worst single-day performance since back in October. Meanwhile, we had regulators and exchanges coming out after market yesterday with comments and saying that they're going to monitor the situation with these highly speculative stocks and increased online chatter when it comes from retail trading around certain symbols. We'll talk all about big moves again this morning in some of these symbols. NASDAQ CEO Adena Friedman said their exchange will halt trading in stocks if they link unusual activity to heightened social media chatter. We're going to discuss that coming up. Meanwhile, Tesla, Apple, and Facebook shares all lower after earnings were better than expected right across the board. We have GME, AMC, Bed Bath & Beyond again today. There's costs. There's Nokia, BlackBerry as well back on watch. GME topping out above $500 in the pre-market this morning. It's Thursday, January 28th, 2021. TraderTV.live starts now. Here's a look at Asian markets from the overnight session. Yeah, negativity spilling over from North America into the APAC region overnight. You can see 2.5%, 2.8% for the Chinese markets there. Everything else 1+. Let's go over to Europe and see how things are shaping up so far. A little bit better off. We are still in the red, but England, they're leading the way. 1 full percent, 0.8 for Germany. To the downside as well. Let's shift over one more time. Have a look at North American markets here. You can see more negativity coming so far this morning. The NASDAQ 0.9%. We have Brazil open trading a little higher so far this morning. Bit of a bounce in Bitcoin as well. About a full percent to the upside, both crude oil and gold. To the downside. Good morning, guys. Another day. More excitement here in the pre-market. Man, oh man, what price action we saw yesterday, the volume that we saw yesterday, again this morning. I think it's almost safe to say we're seeing more volume and more attention this morning than the past couple of days on some of these symbols.
Yeah, I would say it's definitely more volume. I mean, almost 100 million on Nokia, over 100 on Aiken Brands, almost 50 on AMC. And there's definitely more names, I think, that are making big moves today. And from the outset, I don't think we want to have some things get lost in the shuffle here today. I mean, Tesla, after reporting, they're down 5%. They bounced off 800. You've got some of these, maybe names that we haven't talked about as much. I know we've talked about Palantir. Virgin Galactic is up 8%. American Airlines is moving to end earnings. That's getting squeezed as well. And then Apple and Facebook, sort of what we talked about with Mark, a little bit of a pullback and I guess weakness on fantastic earnings. There's probably no other way to say it. So there is going to be a lot to cover today. I know everyone is going to be excited for some of these gains that we're seeing. Some of the moves are, quite frankly, I haven't seen anything like this. You see it from time to time, Sean, on like one or two names every now and then. But to come in the morning and see a dozen stocks doing something you don't really see very often, it's crazy times, and everyone's starting to talk about it. But you guys have been seeing it here for, I guess, almost a couple of weeks now since this party's really gotten going.
No, I mean, exactly. And welcome to everybody joining the show again here today. And we're going to have a big show. We're going to be covering every single name. You just hit it out of the park there with some of those names. Naked Brands, we're on a $3 watch right now for that, 121 million. I got my eye. I'm already in. You can see on the bottom there. Average price, 16.13. There for 631, sorry, on AMC. I don't know if that's going to be good or not. And I wanted to bring a big shout out here. It's a $5 super chat. Look, any super chats, guys, is greatly appreciated. We're doing the show for you here for free. 10 times daily goal already shorting AAL off its. See, this is the stuff that I like, off its Feb high. Like it's those little things that where you can pick spots that make sense. Even if these stocks are going crazy, there still are some valuable little lessons to be learned there. And I think some technical trading needs to be done. So there it is, 10 times your daily goal. And as we said in early on, someone said Robinhood's banned GameStop and AMC trading. So that's why I said you just got to go over and try to start trading some Rocket Mortgage there. But we'll see what else is happening. We'll go over to that. And yeah, welcome to the show, guys. It's going to be a big one. We're going to be here for you. I'm taking a $3 break on this. We got Palantir as well. Woo, yeah, it's going to be a good one. We're all ready to go.
Yeah, one of the reasons we don't typically trade a lot in the pre-market is because of a lack of liquidity and volume. That is definitely not the case today. A couple of economic numbers out this morning, guys, worth having a look at before we get going here. Q4 GDP in the U.S. in line with expectations. Also, with the initial jobless claims from last week, that was the expected 875,000. Came out slightly below that, 847,000. So a little bit of a beat there. Not that it matters when it comes to GameStop or anything of that nature. This is pretty impressive when it comes to the volume that we're seeing in the pre-market once again this morning. Let's start things off. If I can bring this up, we'll have a look at how traders here at Day Trade the World fared yesterday. More big numbers coming out of North American markets as expected. You can see 237,000 in number one there, New York NASDAQ, and some futures trading going on. Also 106,000 there, NASDAQ New York, and some TSX action here in Toronto. I got to go down to number 475. Look at the variety and the range here. This is why we show you this, guys, to highlight the opportunity across multiple different markets that are available to you. Canadian content, CSE, OTC pink sheets. Look at Europe there, $5,400 as well. So another great day for traders here at Day Trade the World. Why don't we kick things off, guys, by having a little bit of a discussion here when it comes to these comments that came from the NASDAQ CEO after market yesterday, Adena Friedman, saying that their exchange will look to halt individual symbols if they can link some price action and volume to any heightened activity when it comes to social media. I mean, it's kind of a vague statement, but who's going to be the final decision maker on this is the key.
When we first brought this up, I mean, the 1984 comes to mind. That's like the if you haven't read it, fantastic.
There goes AMC.
Fantastic story and fantastic book, but this seems to be getting into some murky territory here, and like you said, who is going to be the arbiter here? I have no idea how that will play out. It seems like it's almost an impossible task, and almost just like a snap reaction, and maybe nothing heavily comes from it because it's a snap reaction to it being in the news and everyone's talking about it. You have the White House making comments, so everybody, it's in the crosshairs, so maybe this was the case of having to say something and it doesn't go too deeper. I just have no idea how you're supposed to truly enforce that because at the end of the day, I mean, you have the free markets. They work for a reason here. I mean, everybody can do their own diligence and can do their own research. And how do you sort of determine that it's manipulating? That's the thing that's tricky to me. So randomly halting a stock and closing up that free market, that just I don't see how that ends up working out. But it's a story we have to monitor. If you're trading in the markets, you got to be able to know when one of these things is all of a sudden just going to stop trading on you, and maybe you were aware of what was causing it or not. So it's interesting times here, Brennan. But I have no way of predicting how that particular story is going to play out. It's kind of scary in a lot of ways.
I just got to be careful. I mean, even if they halt stocks, like they'll have to, they'll open them back up in respect of a fair market, I would think. And these are just comments. I think they're just going to keep doing that. Remember, there are listing requirements, and if they do think that there is something fishy, we've seen things halt for news pending, and so yeah, the regulators can step in there. And I can't believe it's got to this. We saw Chamath yesterday on CNBC, and I think everything that he said made a lot of sense. And yeah, let's just keep it going. I mean, hedge funds and investment funds have been doing this. We talked about it forever, right? They can come out, and it just happened the other day. In Intel, a big fund came out and said they had $1 billion worth long, remember? And that was like $44, $45. The thing shot to like $55, $58. I mean, they had $1 billion long. So how much money did they make right there? And all of a sudden, you guys can't pump stuff on boards, right? So we'll just wait to see where this all plays out. But I mean, I'm definitely on the side of the people, I think, as we all are. So let's just keep the momentum going. As Naked Brands right now looks like it's going to break through 3. So that could be another run here. We'll see if 360 comes in mind. There we go. We're now long Naked Brands. And yeah, we're 70 cents now. Whoop, my chart didn't change there. We are 70 cents now in the money on AMC as that continues to go. We tried to defend this 16 level, getting some out here at 17. Let's see how far it goes. But here we go. Naked Brands, I'm in. Kind of an easy out here, man. You can take this 270 as you're out. So
all right, guys, it's Thursday. We have Lewis coming and joining us from Barcelona, the Day Trade the World office in Barcelona. Louis, I really want to get into this conversation with you right off the bat because you're the type of trader and the type of guy that likes to look for these little smaller stocks doing increased volume, looks to be very active in these. We saw more than 1 billion shares on AMC yesterday. So here we go again this morning. Already multiple symbols doing more than 100 million in the pre-market here. It's good to see you. We lost your video there for a second. There he is. We lost your video there for a second, but good to see you. How has your week been? Because it's been an exciting one.
Yeah, it's been a pretty crazy week in the small cap world, in the movements. I want to point out a couple of things we talked about last Thursday. We were talking about sympathy. You remember in some days that they were running like 100, 200%. And I aware you guys that if we have one or two of these symbols running for a day, 100 or 200%, next days, there is sympathy in the market. So any name that is running, the people is going to push, you know, because they think it's going to happen again. I mean, the stock market is about human beings. There are thousands, millions of human beings behaving in the same way. So there was this sympathy, and I already called be aware next days, because if we have any name running over 100, 200%, it's going to keep going and going. So it is because this sympathy, this social media is pushing this kind of movement. So be aware of this movement, of these movements. Not everything is an opportunity in the market. As day traders, we have to be aware where is the opportunity and how much are we risking in this kind of market. So be aware, be safe in this kind of movements. Maybe there is too much risk and not so much profitability in some of these names.
Yeah, we talk a lot about caution, definitely required in this environment. We talk a lot about price action. We talk a lot about technicals and how we look at applying some technicals to the overall price action that we're seeing on the tape. When you get this kind of outside influence that really makes some of these technical levels and chart-based trading kind of thrown out the window, how do you approach that?
Oh, first of all, if it's so in, let's say, trend in these names it's so volatile and this huge volume, don't go front side against the movement. I know, for example, we do it very often in a normal world, in a normal market, but this is not normal market for the last couple of weeks. So don't go against a front side movement. I know Sean loves breakouts, so I'm sure he's making a lot of money, but be aware of these front side movements. Measure very good your size positions. If you were trading 100 shares per trade, lower to half of it, third of it, because the market is very dangerous. And it's very important as well. Have a daily stop loss. No matter what the movement, no matter how much money you make, have a limit for the day where you tell yourself, okay, enough is enough, and tomorrow is another day. Because every time we see some levels, as you see technical levels breaking, there is no limit, there is no roof for the movement. We've seen today American Airlines, guys, is a huge company going up 100% pre-market, which is unbelievable. So be aware of the size you're trading with. No FOMO, because the movement are very, very long. So it looks like it's always a little bit too early to jump in the trade. So no FOMO, measure your size and have a daily stop loss. Okay, so be safe with that.
That being said, how do we now narrow down what we are going to focus on today? And I mean, great comments and great suggestions here, but how do we actually narrow down what we are going to look at today and understand that, yes, the market has changed this week. Some things are definitely different, but we're here to take advantage of some of this price action and make some money. What is it today you're looking at?
Absolutely. First of all, take into account what kind of traders and what your limits, your risk, and then you can narrow down the stocks. So if you don't have a big account and you cannot take a lot of risk, you cannot trade game, you cannot trade cost today, you cannot trade even AMC maybe. Narrow it down today for us. We have some tickers. We have on the big caps because of the earnings. We have American Airlines, Apple. I can share the screen, I think. Here, there it goes. We have American Airlines, we have Apple, and we have I think it was Plug, yeah, on the big cap world, and then a small cap we narrow it down to NAKD, AMC, Bingo, and Jibo. Those are the 4 tickers we believe are a little bit more safe. And then of course, we're going to trade GME with very low size, KOSS, KOSS. We're going to trade Nokia, which was crazy yesterday, a lot of volume. We're going to trade EXPR as well.
Yeah, Luis, you've been around long enough to have seen lots and lots of earnings reports, have seen the price action following those earnings reports. Let's talk about AAL here a little bit. I mean, up nearly 80, 90% in the pre-market. We've come back half of that. You know, the price action is not in relation to the report that they released after market yesterday. I think it's very key that we, relay that message. It was an historic loss for the company. They reported their biggest loss ever, but obviously that doesn't matter this morning.
It's all about expectations mainly. So the biggest loss, even if it's a little bit better than it was expected, so it's a good news. So that's with the fundamentals, that with the news is all about the expectation, not about the real figure that it's coming at. American Airlines is not related to the earnings they are giving. It's about the parabolic movements that we have seen in the whole market these days. So it is not normal. We have right now 23, 2280 important support. If it breaks there, we might see a little bit of retracement to 2021 maybe, but we're gonna wait at least this 23 or $25 break. Then we have a nice move over those two support and resistance areas. And we have game now breaking 400. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, just as you said that, and you one of the things you mentioned, Luis, is changing your risk parameters, maybe favoring us different trades. And I want to quickly show an example of this on Nokia because I just got run over at the low of the day here. I had some, I got in and out one short, and then it was a little breakout long that made money, another little break here at 6, it made some money, and then I messed around just trying to catch a bottom, but another little bit of a break of just size on the offer that you're able to quickly scalp. But it's that sitting in front of a level, playing the pullback or a dip that wasn't successful for me. Now it kind of went 1 for 2 there, but I shouldn't have doubled down. So in terms of that, that's of course one way to sort of change the nature of the risk, I suppose. But is there a limit to? Is there like a position limit you'll put on? Like yesterday, I usually might have 5 or 6 positions at once. Yesterday it was like 2 or 3, and I felt like that was the only way that I could effectively manage risk in some of these names. Do you have hard limits? You have 6 or 7 names, of course, on your watch list, but how many are you actually going to be in at one time?
I'm checking 8 tickers at the same time. Trading actively, I used to trade 2 or 3 names actively. It is not that I have a limit for the number of positions I have open. I can go to 5, 6 trades at the same time. But if I have over 2 or 3 trades at the same time, 2 of them must be very small ones. So I don't trade like 5 trades, big ones at the same time. So, but actively, we try to focus in the window of money that we used to call it, that sometimes we have like 30 minutes, one stock that we really like, we try to focus on that symbol for 30 minutes, no matter what's going on in the rest of the market. Actually, the limit should be not so much about how many positions you have open, but what are you trading actively and how big are your positions in this ticker?
Yeah, actually, and as I look at it, like both naked brands testing that 250 level, I have a long in front of it, so I've done that again. And then I'm looking at the bottom here on Nokia, about to test that 520, which of course is going to lead me to American Airlines, which I don't know if it already made that break that you're talking about. But you look at American Airlines, it's 2275. This might just be hit it and forget it type of thing. If it does do that little bit of a retracement, it's obviously going to be a wild one. Luis, we always thank you for your candor in terms of like not just giving out what you guys are looking at, but talking specifically even about like your plans. Like, which are you looking at breakouts a little bit today? Or are you doing some consolidation type moves? Like, and it's really appreciated. I love the fact that you can double down, that you have to alter your risk parameters in some way, find whatever works for you. But best of luck on this day. This AAL break that you just mentioned looks like it might break down right now, my friend.
Yeah, it broke $23 now. 22.80 is a big bid holding there. I think it's gonna break and go to 21.20. Let's see.
Yeah, exactly. I'll send you back to Brendan. Best of luck today. I wish you all the best. There's so much opportunity. I hope you crush it, buddy.
Yeah, to you.
Luis Barbato from the Day Trade the World office in Barcelona. I appreciate your time as always, sir. We'll speak again next week.
Thank you, Brendan. See you next week.
Have a good one. All right, guys, let's jump into what is moving around in the pre-market. Lots to get through here. Big move down here in GME. If you haven't done so, I mean, we're going to go through the watch list, guys, but we'll kind of bounce back and forth between some of these stocks that are making big moves and talk about, you know, stocks with actual news this morning. So if you haven't done so, take out the watch list. We'll touch on Tesla because I just noticed some of these stocks that did report earnings trying to make a move back to the upside here. Tesla is still in negative territory, but they did post their first annual profit, so full year profit ever. After another profitable quarter. They beat expectations right across the board. Was interesting, I was reading about the solar unit as well. We can talk about the cars all you want, but the solar unit posted its best quarter since 2018. So Tesla is starting to move back upside here.
Guys, right now we punched AAL in the face there. We had that level as well, that 22.80. We're instantly $1 in the money and still making moves to the downside. So we say, timber to you, AAL, and that was about as easy right there as you could have it. It breaks that little low right there on AAL, and we go right away in the money. Just to make you guys clear, we did also get out of Naked Brands there. I gave you that level, 270, 280. So we did, you know, we averaged in a little bit there, put on some risk at 271 and then dumped it at 265. So that's a little bit of a risk spot there. AMC still long, but you want to talk about Tesla, so let's go over there. It's so funny. We talked about this before we did the show, before we came on here, about that Tesla comes out with these big earnings and we don't even really you know, bat an eye because everyone's looking at other names today. But 870 was a great run after that report. Here's the big volume spike on the close. So realistically, an 865 close is what we're looking at. And now you're all the way down here. Is it down that much, 4%? No. I mean, this is nothing for Tesla. We were at 860 a couple weeks ago. Today we come down to 830. I think the gang could get on this name again today. I don't know too many Tesla bulls out there. So with that being said, I think bears. With that being said, I think the bulls come back. And we got to watch out for that. 815. This is a nice little bottom there of 800 that was made during the report and whatnot when it came out. People analyzed it. They sort of resisted that 800 break. So although you get that little wick to the downside there, I think you can get some. I mean, look where all the volume is right there. You know, you can get some little love down here at 8. So wow, there go. I mean, so AMC's coming to the downside, but we're sort of covering our loss with that AAL trade. But look at this one, 814. I'm going to try to defend an 800 level. A daily chart's kind of going to look a little bit silly on this one because, like I said, you know, the moving average is down here at 685. That's the reverse split there. And then, you know, I guess you got some bottoms here at 8. So 8 looks pretty juicy as a bottom. There's no doubt about that. But if you're a bull, and I believe there's more bulls, then you'll probably defend that 800.
Yeah, and like this is one of those days. I'm gonna go right now and tell you guys. Every now and then you're gonna hear us talking, and might have to focus on a position here or there. But I literally missed 2 trades, one out and one in, while talking to Lewis there. So there might be a lot of that. There's so much to cover today. We did already mention that 800. We were talking about that yesterday on Tesla. I think that part of the thing to keep in mind, and I've heard this said elsewhere. You know, some of what's going on in terms of these stocks that are running to the upside, to a certain degree, some of that was happening in Tesla last year, and I do feel like on a slight disappointment for some when it came to what they talked about for the deliveries. You know, they didn't really double down on that high-end 1 million target. They just said we'll increase by like 50% year over year, which was that would be disappointment ultimately. So I feel like there is a chance that you could get an 800 break today on Tesla. That's that's kind of what I'm getting at. And market throwing out like that 740. I liked 700 a little bit better for a support level, but it just the way that Apple looked weak after what was ridiculous earnings. I mean, wow, we'll get to that in a minute. But I mean, Tesla, it would not shock me if we did see an 800 break. So I want to be ready for that to happen. Yesterday it was a great breakout long. Made a good trade there, but if that 800 comes, I might have to take that short.
All right, record quarter for Apple as well as mentioned. Let's get into Apple here, guys. 111.4 billion in the final 3 months of 2020. In case you were wondering, huge sales numbers right across the board through all of their product lines. Great number, as we said, for Apple. You have to excuse these charts. We had a bit of a data outage in the afternoon yesterday. But Apple, another one here, guys, trying to test the top end of pre-market range.
Yeah, look, Apple's been a big position of mine. Not only trading it sometimes on the show, but also in the portfolio for the longer term. And that was an amazing quarter. You're down 1.78%. I want everyone to remember what happened last time tech companies reported. They all pretty much crashed a little bit. I can't believe I used the word crash there, but they all went down a little bit there off last earnings. And I mean, I have an Apple daily chart that we can quickly look at, and I mean, the move has been incredible. We were just, I mean, this 130 bottom was on the 21st. We were at 130. So the 7 days later, you're at 142, and we're worried about what's happening. We're at all-time highs here. Big time breakout already happened on Apple right from this 138 level. So, I mean, you know, if we have to protect that, we will, and that's where we're at right now. So 139 and change. I like that 138 bottom. I think it's worth it. You saw me get spanked around yesterday in Microsoft early before we seek the revenge and got that back. I just wonder if the same thing may happen to Apple, and when it does, we're going to get some orders locked and loaded downside right here, 138, 139, something like that. If we can get a little bit of a bid on Apple there, catch it on the way down, and hope that other people have similar ideas and can defend that 137 area like we just talked about there on the daily. I mean, it's right here. It's this 130, 138.84. What is this top? Yeah, 137.80, something like that. I mean, give it a couple more dollars. Let's call it like 136 bottom type of thing. But we'll watch out for that for Apple. And then on the break, I mean, if we zoom out a little bit, you can see yesterday's close. And again, yeah, we did have a data problem. So 141 and change is where we closed. So we take that out and we keep going higher, guys. Apple long through 141.
So the NASDAQ just tested and just went green, and the S&P just went 0.5% to the upside. If today isn't a green, like if today isn't a green day after those results that Apple had, with all these stocks going, a lot of them going crazy, with these big earnings, we'll talk about Facebook as well. If today's not green, I think there's going to be an unbelievable opportunity. If we turn red today on the market, I mean, Apple probably is going to break through this 135, and then maybe you get that chance to like get that 125, 130, a deeper pullback there. But for now, we are rebounding. I was going to say 135 defense, but that was when we were sort of on the way downside here at 138. I would tighten that up to a 137, just like Sean said, because as I just mentioned, the market in a bit of a rally here. I mean, not too much, but considering how it looked when I sat down this morning, it's not too bad.
All right, guys, let's go to Facebook here. We'll talk through these three that had earnings, and then we'll get into some of these other crazy stocks that are moving around. AAL, obviously, with earnings as well. Facebook, if there was one, I just looked at the chart, so this is going to sound off, but I just looked at the chart. It is positive, up 1.5%. If there was one that was a little more negative as far as the speak is concerned, I mean, it has to be Facebook. They warned about 2021 possible dips in ad revenue because of what is happening in the overall environment, online advertising in general. But overall, a blowout quarter for Facebook here as well.
You could blame it on Apple's policies for Facebook in the ad concerns. No, you're sort of right. And I think that's part of why I was sitting here and looking at if Apple's going to be weak here when they had easily the better numbers. If I'm going to, it's weird to say, but if I'm going to fade one, I look at Facebook and then I see this like 277 to 280 level, and I came in thinking that this could end up being a down day. And I felt if it was going to play one of the tech names to the short side, it was going to be Facebook, for some of the reasons you just mentioned there, Brendan. So given that we are bouncing into this chop zone, it looks like we're not too far away from it. Yeah, if 280 holds and we get a push into that 78 to 80 area, you have a good out. It's going to be off of what was support and then previous resistance earlier in the week. I'll take probably a shot on Facebook to the short side. I mean, obviously, I would have earlier on been thinking about a 270 breakdown, but as I learned with Boeing yesterday, I usually do a little better in these names fading into a short than trying to take breakdowns, because Boeing was a short. It's just, not the setup that I wanted to have it in.
Yeah, Facebook's been a love of mine for a bit now. We did put some money in. I think it was 268, 275, 272, something like that. And we've loved it. It was a big quarter. I didn't see anything wrong with it, as AAL now going to the downside again on a nice little reload. We averaged into AMC. We'll talk about that in a minute. But I love Facebook long all day, every day. I think that was a huge quarter. I'm looking at this little level from yesterday afternoon, around 11 o'clock there, 277, 277.50 or so. That little bunched up breakup area again. Oh man, this missing data is hurting that spot. We did go long Apple right now. We took the Apple break of 140. It goes all the way to 140.50, which was that bottom right there. So we're going to have to wait to see what happens with Apple, but we are long Apple right now. Small, because we're not taking long in the pre-market too much. We talked about that yesterday.
On GameStop just dropped $100 here in the last little bit.
AMC's dropping.
Yeah, I mean, some of these names are falling hard. Naked Brand's now $1.86. So like I live missed the stop on Naked Brands. Even missing it and getting out where I did, my day might be done if I actually still had that to the long side. But GameStop. Anyways, we're seeing some massive moves down. I think everyone that I'm watching, all these names are pushing down rather hard here. Wow, it's going to be a crazy, crazy one, and we haven't even gone to upgrades and downgrades here, Brennan.
Yeah, let's talk about a few of them here, guys. It's worth mentioning all the names that reported earnings. There's multiple analyst moves on these today. Apple's on this side of the board today. Facebook, Twitter, American Express, all to the upside or making moves to the upside currently. eBay, yeah, Nokia on here. Price target decrease for Nokia. Tesla is here as well, and Procter & Gamble. So worth mentioning simply based on the fact that, yes, some of these earnings reports have multiple analyst moves to go with those, guys.
Yeah, we're going to, I mean, look, it's back to all hells to the right now. And we ring the register on some of these plays right now. We'll put a smile on our face as we take that AAL downside, a big $2.50 win right now on AAL. When Lewis was on there, he talked about this 2280 level.
God.
That was about as clear as day. Like, he talked about playing breakouts, and you're 100% right, Lewis. That's exactly what we play. And this is a breakout right there to the downside. We tried it on Naked Brands, failed. We tried it on AMC right now, woodshedded. Good thing we got out of AMC.
Naked Brands is approaching $1. Nokia through 5.
Big time move to the downside here on AMC. If you're watching this one, no idea. We were long out for some profits, averaged in, defending that 1450 level. It breaks. We get that out of there, and now it just comes crashing to the downside. Is this a buying opportunity? To ask you guys out there, our fans, what is going on right now with AMC? I don't know if there's anything on any boards, anything hitting, but this is just cracked right now. AMC back down to 12. Nice little bottom pick there if you got 11s, but let's just see what happens now at AMC. The dream is still alive. This is still a big stock. 64 million shares, did 1.15 billion yesterday, but it's crack-lacking, and right now we have a nice little win on AAL. Let's get out of some of this as well.
Yeah. The same thing here, guys. Looks like the entire group just absolutely falling on its face. This KOSS, guys, 142 down to 82 there on that move. So huge moves in some of these to the downside. Let's quickly bring in Arun here. We'll have a look at the overall market. We'll see what we need to know as far as the futures are concerned. Making moves to the upside here, Arun.
Yeah, you know, there's quite the run, especially since 8:30 when that GDP number came out, right? It was flat, but for the most part, we are taking off. I guess that was a good thing. So now if we get above 70, we're sitting at 70 now. If we can just settle above there, I think, you know, you got to look at this as a green day. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the 37.30 as a stop once we settle above 37.70. And then anytime we come down, I'm just going to start picking up some bids. Until we crack that 37.30, I think we got to look at the upside as the major side of today. And on the top end, I've got 38.25 as the top end level. We are quite the distance away, but 38.25 above us. And for now, we are going to be looking at the long side. I'm going to be getting into some longs fairly soon.
Great stuff. Thanks so much, Arun. We'll check back in again tomorrow morning. Guys, maybe we can do a 3-shot here or something. This is pretty unprecedented as far as the moves down here in some of these names. Following $10, $20, $30 in some cases. I think it's safe to say, you know, if you have expectations of what ranges could be today, we have to kind of throw those out the window and be prepared for ranges to be severely expanded.
Oh, I got the worst out of the day here. So anyways, I try to pick Naked Brands. Tried to pick this up at the bottom at 140. When I saw it start to turn here, there was a big bid at 150. So I basically took the last of my shares out when it looked like it was going to go. I mean, look, the stock just came off from like 3 and then from 260. You knew there'd be a little bit of a bounce anyways because there's always some kind of a relief bounce. But some of these names are continuing to run while others are bouncing. I just noticed that BlackBerry here had made a bit of a $2 push to the upside. That's much better in terms of a bounce than I think some of the other names, because I'm watching GameStop still fall. No, actually, no, GameStop did bounce a little bit, but AMC just bounced $3 or $4, guys. So there are some of these names which are holding up a little bit better on these bounces.
Yeah, we got AMC right there. We punched that one out, 1250, nice little long, up to 1380. We averaged in again, averaged up to 1350. So, yeah. Bang, a nice little win there. On the way back up, I said, guys, what was going on there with AMC? We take the long, man. We're not sitting on our hands. 1270, 12. I actually missed a 1250 break, which is why I had to take this 1280. But let's just wait to see. I think it's worth cashing out of a little bit now. And then just play the high side here if it does get back to 15. But yeah, absolutely destroyed that. Look at Apple. So guys, this is the thing about our show here as opposed to others, I guess. Like, here's a dollar winner on Apple, right? We gave you that one through 140. I took it. I told you when I took it. There's a dollar winner on Apple. Here's a $2 winner plus. We just took almost $3. We did take $3. We got out 19.18 on AAL. So I'm trading that one. And then here we go, a dollar back in the money now on AMC. So I'm trading Apple, AMC, and AAL. I guess my favorite letter today starts with, or my favorite symbols start with A, my favorite letter. Let's go.
AAL on the list today, guys. We'll get to that. I just want to show you this real quick. EXPR, another one, Express Incorporated, that has been moving over the past couple of sessions. This break to the downside, the same as all of the other ones. I actually overfilled, just fair warning here, overfilled long at $8 there and punched out $2 lower. So be careful today with your orders. It is going to be very dangerous regardless of what it is you are attempting to trade. Let's go on to the next one here, guys. Yeah.
I was watching EXPR, this one in particular, and I'm likely to take a trade in this if it gets back to like an 850 and a rollover, maybe even an $8, and that's into the short side. But like you said, Brendan, be very, very careful. Like, mistakes are going to cost you today.
Indeed. Let's talk about GameStop here, guys. We've already looked at it a couple times, topping out above $500, 1,600%. It's more than that now on the month. Along with all of these other ones. I mean, we can pull a chart up here, guys. Have a look at GME. Talk about what to do with this one today.
Yeah, I'm just reading the boards here. I mean, we're well in the money here on everything. I'm just reading our chat, sorry. And good luck. Go ahead, Neil. I haven't even looked at GameStop.
No, I mean, I was just gonna say I missed that EXPR as I was talking about it. GameStop is, I don't know. I guess you can call it the lead dog. You can say whatever, but it just bounced really, really hard. These support levels don't necessarily matter, but I like to think about where the backs might break if there's any further movement to the upside. It doesn't seem incredibly likely, but if this thing were to, at some point, get back to like a 400, that's where I'd be very, very cautious. I'm not talking for anyone that's shorting this thing. I'd be very, very cautious because you're going to be false sense of security for those that are going to be bearish here. Just be very, very careful if this gets above that 4 to 420 level. When this move to the downside started, certainly a lot of people wouldn't think that it would recover to that number. So I'll be watching 400 to 420 very closely on GameStop. I'm not even sure that GameStop was the leader of this move because it felt like they all went downside at once. But in the past, that has been the case where GameStop goes first, and then you'll see some of these other names follow along.
So we can kind of group all of these together here. Sean, I know you're looking at AMC. I know we've been looking at naked groups. There's BlackBerry as well. We can have a look at this KOSS we talked about, EXPR, all kind of in the same group. I want to mention Bed Bath & Beyond as well. It did pop up kind of late in the day yesterday. Another one with a very high short interest on the stock, also coming off here, guys.
Yeah, what was that last one? Oh, Bed Bath & Beyond. Yeah, okay, so we're into Palantir as well right now. We just took some 39 bids there. So, yeah, that's why I've just been busy trading here in the pre-market, trying to get you guys some names. Like, I've never been to a time where I've had 4 positions all on pretty big stocks here in the pre-market. So I'm a little busy right now, but 39, yeah, 39, 39.05, 39.10 here on Palantir. We like that. Using this base as our bottom, going to average into that one. I think Palantir goes back to upside, new contract on our watch list as well. But Bed Bath & Beyond is just another one of those names, Brendo, that you can come with, and we can come with these every single day. I was making fun of this, and we had some big trades through $18 on Bed Bath & Beyond. I was trading, I thought, properly back then. All 4 positions nicely in the money right now for us. So very, very excited about that. 1 short, 3 longs right now, all very profitable. Okay, so Bed Bath & Beyond, they get taken out yesterday, $58. Wow, what a big bid that was. I'm not sure what the short interest is here, but you know, Some of these retail names, I don't know if they're going to have as much legs as some of these other ones. You've seen GameStop come back. I just wonder if there's a rotation out. It's been such a big run for Bed Bath & Beyond that it's not really been on my radar. I'm just having too much fun with all these other ones. Look at Palantir, guys. We just talked about going long 39, 39.50. Hey, thank you so much. Someone out there said we always got the winning trades. It's not all the time, but it really is right now. AMC, a 90-cent winner. Look at this average in, guys. AMC comes down. This is why I'm sitting here trading. Like AMC comes down to 13, and we pick that up down there. Like in, out, comes down, in again, up to 14. Hell yeah, we turn our day right around right now. AMC ripping. Apple $1 in the money and ripping now. And then AAL still sick, $1.70 in the money. So that Palantir call hopefully is going to be a good one. We're now nicely in the money. Look at Palantir. 51 cents now in the money, plus the spread. So let's call it even more, 70 cents hopefully now for Palantir. But yeah, I'm looking at everything for you. I'm not in love with Bed Bath & Beyond. I don't know if you have any opinions there, Mr. Roberts.
I don't. I have a bid right now on Virgin Galactic. I know some names have gotten neglected, and Virgin has been a big-time mover the last couple of sessions as well and part of this party. But look at if you look at these last couple of this pre-market in the afternoon, you do see this hard bottom of 46 where it just dumped into. So I'm looking to see if I can pick something up. There's a bit of a spread here, like 15, 20 cents or so, but it's a name that I've liked. I mean, up here, this is more of a trade than anything else. The other one that I just got into, sometimes you go to familiar territories or waters or whatever you might want to call it. Sundial's also up today. It also participated in that flush, back below $1. It just tested back to the upside. So the trade I missed in EXPR, it looks like we got it on here off this like 90 to 92 area. There was just a nice order there at 88 that I played off of. So I have like 87.9 whatever fraction I was selling this one at. Let's see if we get back to that 80 level. I am trying to get that bid on Virgin Galactic, but I never actually picked that one up. That's yet another one of these names which has been going crazy.
All right, let's talk about AAL here. I want to make sure we discuss earnings. At least briefly, before we get into trading. AAL reported, as I mentioned earlier in the show, a historic loss, obviously, with the pandemic affecting travel right across the board. So $8.9 billion annual loss. And then the quarterly loss as well on top of that was bigger than ever before. The company said, though, its cash burn rate was $30 million a day in the quarter, guys.
Starting the hot dog gun early right now. It's going off everywhere right here. We have 4 positions. They're all like, we're $1.20 now in the money on Palantir. We take that 39 long. Part out, so 20% out here at 39.67. Another 20% out for a $1.70 winner on that name. AMC, 78 cents in the money. We got some out there around 14. My hands are not diamonds like yours, guys. And then AAL, you want to talk about this right now? Like I just said there, it doesn't get much easier. Big miss. I mean, big miss. I guess it's not a miss when this happens, but up to $31 today. Crazy action there. We talked about that with Lewis, up to 100% almost in a day there. And then now you get this move to the downside. So look, I mean, I like AAL, I like CCL, I like all the crews, I like all of that. I'm in Boeing pretty heavy as well. But honestly, like, they're still not making any money. They're burning millions of dollars a day, a week, a month, billions when you add it all up. They keep raising money. They have bad debt equity ratio. So we're going to wait to see on this one, man. $23. We still have it. We're emptied. We've emptied out okay, some big time moves happening right now in the market, but we'll talk. I've just gone over them, so whatever. But I'm going to look at this one, probably hold this back to 23. I do like a 25-25 break up here. If we can get back to VWAP, that's going to be something interesting. But yeah, I'm out of the majority of my position. Only have 20% left. Oh, that's what it was. Apple ringing the register for us as well. Backflip Central, guys. 4 positions on all 4 winners, and they're all different, right? AAL, Apple, AMC, and now Palantir. The only one we've lost on today is Naked Brands.
You made a mention quickly there. We'll talk about AAL of Boeing. Of course, bad news yesterday. It's actually up on the session. If it approaches this high, 199, that 200, this is a bit of a fade play for me. I did mention to somebody in the chat we were talking this morning that I was definitely too early and not patient enough for the opportunity on Boeing. I'll like it if it gets back to 175, but from here, I'd look to take a bit of a short. Sundial back to like 86, took about half the position off. Looking to reload in front of 92 if I can.
Let's talk about Palantir here for a second. Another day and another contract for Palantir, this one with Rio Tinto. So this is a technology adaptation contract. So they're going to bring in some of the mining data into a new system for Rio Tinto. So it's a multi-year contract. Another one here, guys, for Palantir.
Yeah, I'm just tweeting this out about Apple here. A big move. Yeah, look, Palantir. We've been talking about Palantir for a while. Those of you that are those YOLO traders, we got a lot. I mean, we didn't get them, but I was recommending this stock back down here at these bottom levels of, here it is. No, the day chart's not working. Oh, .NF. No, that's not going to be the right one. Down here at $9, $10, man. Like when you had this consolidation down here, I was doing some research on Palantir. We put lots of money in here. I kind of feel like this was like one of those option plays that just blew up for us. And then anybody watching the show in the past couple months know that I was talking about this 30 break over and over again. We talked about buying call options at this 30 level, even $40 calls, whatnot. Congratulations, anybody that followed that train to the upside. I know I did. And it's been a very, very nice run here for Palantir, and it's just going to continue for them, man. Their market cap is not even, it's so small, like, you know, 100 billion, I don't know what it is today, but it was 75 billion. We'll find out. I mean, these numbers are moving as the stock goes, but I still think this is very, very undervalued. More contracts today, Rio Tinto coming through. So yeah, look, I mean, I'm obviously a bull on Palantir, and you can see this, a nice little long right there. We tried to get out at 40.25, but like we mentioned, the spread here right now, 30 cents. So you got to watch out, find the liquidity spots. But out there, a nice little trade. So we're really super happy with the way Palantir goes. And look, I still think we can take out this 43. I'm going to try to hold it to see if we can do that. But some levels to look at right here, 41. Once 41 broke, we crashed. So when 41 comes back, we'll be fine. A big shout out to Mr. Bakadescu right there. GME, AMC on Robinhood. I expect to see a drop at open as we normally do with less upside. How am I trying to trade this at the open? Yeah, I mean, we'll talk about AMC more as it comes. Oh, wow, it's only 15 minutes right now. But yeah, I'll be trading all of these names through the open. I think you got to play dips and to just protect some of these bottoms. If the bottoms break on GameStop, like if it's 14, sorry, if what was that bottom on AMC? It was 1280 or something? Let me just check it out quickly here.
I see lower than that.
I have my chart didn't go. What was it, Neil?
I have that can't.
Oh
be
yeah,
right.
yeah, 1180. Sorry, not 1280. Yeah, right here, 1175. Like that breaks. I think that's a clear sign that you got to get out of AMC. So let's just play it, guys. It's going to be a fun day. We're here, you're here, and thank you for that, and thank you for that super chat.
Yeah, so I know it's the next one on the list anyways, but I just finished talking about Virgin Galactic down here at that 46. You saw me try to bid it. Couldn't cash some shares. It's now pulling. Look, it already went $1.50 immediately and then snap right back. So if I can get something on the way in here leading into the open, I'll just sit around on this little down move and see if I can't pick something up. But I'm prepared to hit the offer if I have to. Passivity was not the way to go on this name. And I mean, this is part of, I guess, half of the short squeeze because it has about like 16% short interest. I'm not sure if that's changed today. Some of these have come down a little bit when they squeeze to the upside. So, you know, as I mentioned, Virgin Galactic has had these big moves, and I apologize, we had a bit of a data issue. That's why you see a blank. It's didn't halt and come down, guys. But there is a support level that was around 46 when this thing bottomed out. That's why I'm looking at that one here.
All right, guys, there was a note from Interactive Brokers there. Might have been part of the reason why we came off so hard in a hurry there. So Interactive Brokers has put AMC, BlackBerry, EXPR, GME, costs, options trading into liquidation only due to extraordinary volatility. In addition, long stock positions will require 100% margin and short stock positions 300% margin. So some of these brokers starting to make some adjustments to their policies when it comes to trading these symbols. That could have been part of the reason that we came off so hard there.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, probably exactly why we came off so hard. But yeah, well, I mean, the joke continues with that. But you know what? Look, they're allowed to make markets and they're allowed to do make those kind of rules. And look, if you want to liquidate, most of the money's been made, I would think, in some of these names. Not to say that we're still not going to moon. I don't know. I just bought more on the. Okay, first of all, we got out right there of some more Palantir, bang bang. So big time win on Palantir, and we're averaging into AMC. So we just took some more at the bottom there at 13. We've done that a couple times. We'll take a little bit more and then use that 11 as a bottom. But look, you know, they're allowed to do that kind of stuff. I hope we moon more on these names. But I'm pretty happy with what's happened so far. Just be very, very careful of some of these bottoms. That's kind of a scary story if they are blocking out some specific symbols. I don't like that. Doesn't seem to be very fair to me. But you know what? That's the world and the market that we live in. So we play by, unfortunately, other people's rules right now.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly what you said. You play by other people's rules. I'm still watching this Naked Brands. Actually, a lot of resistance at 175, and then maybe a continued rollover on that stock. So if there's something I play to the short side in addition to Sundial, it might actually be Naked Brands. But I'm telling you, this is going to be the a hard stop, and not going to be trusting my my hands with this one for that 175. If that breaks up, I'm probably just going to pure momentum play it to the long side there. And I know there's a couple of other names to get to here, Brendan, so let's, before this open, let's get to a couple of the names at the bottom of the watch list.
Yeah, still 10 minutes to go here, guys. We're going to get into trading a little bit earlier than we normally do because there's so much going on already. I just want to mention this one, Monopar, little teeny tiny micro cap stock with really no news. There's a couple of analysts that initiated coverage on it, was up way more than 100% at one point. This thing's already come off from 21 down to 11. So any kind of upticks on MNPR worth a visit on the short side today, guys.
MNPR. Okay. I was just looking at AAL here, and yeah, it went down. We haven't took any off. But I am sitting here at 75. It just seems like it's resistant. You know what? Maybe I got to get a little bit better than that. It seems like 75. Oh, there we go. We just got it. Okay. So we just got out again. So yeah, we'll go for a big kind of morning like this has been. Bang. We'll bang that out right now. We're green now this morning, so it's been all good for us. We just took out Apple for that dollar win right there. Came back through, so we'll hit that. We'll wait for 142 to break. That's been a big one. $1.40 in the money. And then look, man, I told you, like I'm here. I'm here with you. I'm with you guys. We bought some AMC downside right there, and now we're loaded up again on AMC. So let's go for this run. It's been such a big morning for. I already have 70 trades. Bradley's doing the dance beside us right now, so we're cruising. It's a fun show, and I hope you guys are having a good time. Only 9 minutes to go. Hit the like. Let's go, AMC. Get the hot dog gun today, guys, because it's firing off. Do you have any longs there, Neil, at the bottom?
I'm trying to get a Virgin Galactic. I was just watching that cost stock, and I think it just broke back down below 100. And if it levels off anywhere, I think it could be gearing up to go. I'm looking for breakouts at this point as opposed to like bottom picking. I'd rather bottom pick on like Virgin Galactic, getting at a price that I like, than just sitting in a long position in one of these other names. So I am looking for some breaks here, especially because we're right at that 930 mark, and I am thinking that there is a possibility of sell at 930, and then there might be another dip that we can be buying into, and that could be the nature of the game. As I say that, right? So that 89 that we were shorting in Sundial here, that 88, 89 area, I'm not going to let this break through this 90 on me here. Once I get half the position out, I always move my stop to a tighter level because if it holds that resistance level, like we never got that push down into 80, you don't want to fight it here, and then Sundial becomes a breakout through 93. Usually you don't see me go long on Sundial, but if this one breaks 93, you're going to see exactly that happen.
Yeah, I'm going long a 92 break on Sundial, guys. So watch out right there. 92 breaks, and your boy will hit that as well. So yeah, look, it's going to be a big day here. Apple back up to 141. I'm still looking at that break. The other break that we're looking at right now, how much time? Oh, there's still 8 minutes. Okay, so we can relax. We are looking at Facebook. I love that 278 level, but that seems to have been a little bit of a problem there. So we'll look at Facebook. I think we could do maybe a little bit of a longer time frame here. Let's call up a 20-minute chart for Facebook quick time here, because this gets real super violent with the spreads, so you got to watch out for Facebook. But Palantir still $1 in the money. AMC now ripping. AAL $2 in the money. Okay, so 278, that's that level. Look at this, guys. Wicked up there just right now and yesterday. That was right now. And then wicked up here at 279, but this is yesterday, 278. Some bunched up trades in there. If you do take that 278 long, we do have to watch out for 280. There could be some problems there. But then if that breaks, then it's clear skies, I think, until 284, 85 there. And on the downside, little look here for Facebook, because we can't ignore that. We saw what happened to Microsoft yesterday off the open. Look what happened to Facebook off the open, 281 down to 273 or so before rebounding. But yeah, I love Facebook. I love that 278 break. I just wanted to double check that. 278 break on Facebook is a good one. Let's see if we can't get a long if the market gives it to us off that open a little bit.
It just
better.
caught a bit of a trend. Like I said, Space Virgin Galactic was the one I would take a shot at. I just got 38s to the downside, and I had to cross the spread to get into that one. And of course, Stonehands over here misses. I just said roll over Naked Brands and then didn't get it. So I'll go ahead and cancel those offers. I don't want these offers if we're already breaking down, testing the low, and then getting out. If it holds this low at 130, I'll still go with the 175 break on Naked Brands, but I'm no longer shorting it in that range now that we've already pulled off. That was one trade that I definitely wanted to have. It just looked a little bit weaker than the rest. That KOSS, this is very, very range bound. This is one, I feel like this could be one that does like a big flush off the open, and maybe it seems crazy because we're at 98 bucks, but then maybe you're testing pre-market lows 65. There was a huge monster break at 82.50 or so in the pre-market. That's where that massive dip held. So eyeballs to that level if you're watching KOSS. That one looks very interesting to me as well, but it's going to be Virgin Galactic. It's about 60, 70 cents in the money, but just missed on that Naked Brands. There's a lot to cover. Nokia as well is leveling off, and if you look right here at about 5.15 or so, you definitely have a top that's been forming since that bounce. So in terms of a break, it'd be 5.15 on a Nokia just to see if it has momentum. Even just to 5.50, that's a heck of a break there. And I just saw. Sean, do you have your imbalance locator right in front of you? I saw $1.5 million on the bid at $6.
Let's have a quick look here. So right now it's Nokia, with a big monster.
It's got to be huge, yeah.
And then AMC right there, 217. What stock were you asking?
No, it was Nokia because I saw a monster NYSE bid on level 2.
Oh no, it's back. Oh wow, yeah, it's. Wasn't it just?
It's flashing these million bids here. There's $1.5 million you'll see flashing. Here, that's why you have the imbalance locator up there that Sean was showing you guys.
Oh yeah, wow. Okay, so here's Nokia going with it. You can see the imbalances here. So these are orders, guys, and this is why hopefully you're coming back. So yeah, diamond hands. We just got a little bit out of AMC, but we've been buying those bottoms. We'll show that to you in a minute. Again, we're long AMC right now, 1280. So a good price there. So what's going to happen here? Like, look at these. Look at the bids stacking right now. This is ridiculous. There's so much size on the bid here of Nokia.
Now a sell?
We hammered the 5. Yeah, now it's a sell. We hammered the 5 yesterday long. We actually missed the 5. We had to get 505, but that was a great trade. I think my best out there, 6 and change after that rip up to 8. I didn't have it on for that, but let's watch out for Nokia as that still continues to go ham over there. Wow, good thing you pointed that out, Neil. And then right now so this is the imbalance locator. I hope you guys like that. And then right now on AMC, we just took some out there, 25s. Like that's where, and again, like, I'm scalping this, right? Like, I don't need to go YOLO. I made so much money this month. It's been incredible, not only on the show, but with you guys as well. But 13.20 right there, it stopped a whole bunch of times, guys. So I'm trying to be a little bit prudent, load up on more shares on the downside, and then scalp it out. So I can wear both hats, man. Like, I can wear that YOLO hat with you guys. I put on the scalper hat every day. So let's just watch out for AMC there on a breakback down below 1150 is what we're looking at there for AMC, Brendo.
Not that we need another symbol to look at, guys, but don't forget about this one. BlackBerry, a big move down here as well, 24%, but kind of holding up a little bit better than the others right now. 19, 20, and then 21 on BlackBerry could come into play here at the open as well.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I might actually get a fill on a little bit of $2 on space, and then we'll hold on to the rest. I already have a bid to go just in case cost does something absolutely crazy. And then watch out, I'm going to cover my sundial position right here. If it breaks, I still like that 93 for a breakout. BlackBerry is another one. This $20 level looks pretty interesting to me, but I feel maybe this could be one to defend on a dip. I'd much prefer it hold 17.50 than hold 16 at the low of the day, guys. Out of sundial, so the first half we take like 3-cent win on an 88 short, and then I'm just going to get the rest out at 90, not fight the tape on that one. And I just got, so I don't know, we'll do a backflip on Virgin Galactic. Sometimes you miss it the first time and you get really, really lucky to get another dip. So it shouldn't have given me another dip. I should have been punished by not getting this trade again, but it just went right to this high, 47.50. I'll take some out, see if this continues to the upside. 50 isn't crazy, especially if we can hold this low. So Virgin Galactic's headed upside. AMC just broke 12. Oh, wow.
Yeah, AMC broke 12, so we're still chilling out. Okay, so there's sundial, guys. I told you we take the 92 longs. And here we go. Bang! We put on some shares here, boys. So let's try to get some out now as we rip up to 95.
Naked Brands. Whoa. That was crazy. So the 180 break on Naked Brands just took all the way to $2, $2.10.
Yeah, I'm long that one too, baby. Let's go Naked Brands. We had that one out. A big time win for us. Bang! We're huge here today, guys. Look at this Naked Brands buy. We're all over the place. There's only a minute and a half to go. We're monstrous. We're SNDL monstrous. We're Naked Brands monstrous. We're Palantir monstrous. We're AAL monstrous. Join the club. Bang! Let's go. I got to get out of these.
Yeah, I just covered the majority. It's right before the open. 1 minute to the open. I'm not staring that gift horse in the mouth. I'm going to get out of that Naked Brands all the way up to that 225. But Nokia also triggered on me here. And just got to make sure we monitor these. I only want to be managing maybe one position here. Nokia triggered a 518 that I do not love because it's already back down to 510. Got to watch to see if 5 even defends here, guys. Less than a minute to the bell. This is absolute crazy action. And you saw all those breaks live. Bottom got made here. Sundial as well, of course. I made a move as well, so you're seeing crazy action across the board here, Sean.
Yeah, we are. I mean, I'm in all of these. I already have 89 trades today. Sundial, man, we put that 92 on there. We told you about that one. That was one of the trades that we love, that one. And the Naked Brands, what a great break on that one. Let's see how high that one wants to go. Palantir's here as well. AMC gets flushed, guys. We talked about that. That's why I gave you that 1325 level. Nothing else to go. Only 30 seconds. 30 seconds. We're talking about 15 seconds to go, guys.
Wow, yeah.
Good luck with everything. Here we go.
Yeah, I mean, I'm literally, countdown has already started here. I'm pretty sure Pradley is, Prad's going to be on the bell. 3, 2, and 1. Market is open. Just because I'm busy doesn't mean I can't call up that Houston Rockets hat. I don't want to see that again. Come on, we're Toronto fans around here. Keep it real. Sundial is pushing towards the dollar.
Yes, it is.
You're always going to see me take some profit off of the dollar range on a stock like that, guys. So 100% you're going to see me take profit in front of that on Sundial. It's just one even is always that psychological level. I tend not to fight it too much. High of days at 105, so you can hang on to a little bit for that. I can tell you that costs.
Let's go.
So, that was interesting.
Let's go, guys. Look at this Facebook break. We gave this one to everybody as well. 278 up to 280 goes Facebook. I mean, we are monstrous right here. 2 times daily net already. Let's just keep on going to the high side right now. Sundial, see ya. Look at this big level at $1. What do people think about that? We're already long 92 on this name, guys. Naked Brands, monster win on Naked Brands. Look, I don't know what else to do here, guys. We're huge. I don't even have anything to hit, man. We're slaying dragons left, right, and center. I got to get out of some of these trades. Look at Facebook, $2 now in the money.
Sean,
this is how we do it live on the show every day.
Sean, this is absolute and utter and again, we say levels, sometimes they don't matter, but I can tell you there are times that they're flat out going to. I talked about the pre-market low on cost. I thought it would dip into it on the bottom. That's exactly what happened. I looked at the pre-market low. I just literally said, stop at the bottom, go long in front. I got that 70.50. I just took shares out at 78. So $7 winner, and it's halted to the upside with me here, guys. So again, tread lightly. I know a lot of these. Take the share size that you're comfortable with. Have an out. Know what wrong is going to be on some of these names, because wrong is going to get you in a lot of trouble. Just coming back to Naked Brands, it's another leg
over here.
It's another leg to the upside here, guys. And I'm going to take some more shares off in front of this 275 area.
Spin it.
Money,
we go
money,
longer on
money,
Facebook.
money,
do we drop
money,
this? What are we going to
money.
do? Look at the positions we have on right now. Facebook, $1.50 in the money. American Airlines, $2 in the money. Naked Brands, $1 in the money. Palantir, 50 cents in the money. SNDL, it's looking at breaking $1, and we're monstrous on SNDL today, guys. Monstrous. Let's just keep on going. Watch out for this dollar break on SNDL. What else can we possibly do for you guys on the show? Hit that like button. Let's go. 14. We've already cracked on AMC. Bad out, but we stayed disciplined there. Wait a second. Yeah, 11.50. Okay, we stayed disciplined. Good on that one. Facebook's still ripping. Brendo, what's up?
AMC, guys, first off, just halted. Heads up. BBBY, also a huge volume spike there at the open. Monster print for this one heading back to the north side.
Yeah, man, monster print
I do
everywhere.
promise at one point, going to do our best to also, I know we like to, Sean, get the tweets out so you can see some of the positions. It's just a heck of a lot that happened off the open, and a need to cover some of these to take some profit. I'm almost all out of Sundial, getting them mixed up here in front of $1. I'm in the cost halt right now. So cost just volatility halted immediately to the upside. So I do have a few minutes to make sure that I can get out. This is one particular case where I'm just going to get out of whatever the open price is. Look, it might go parabolic from here, but sometimes price discovery happens. This has been really, really weak this morning. So I don't want to get crushed. And my stop means nothing realistically if we open down and just keep flushing. I don't want a bad exit, so I'm going to get the opening print out on KOSS.
Oh man, we don't have no problems with exits. Nothing over here. This has just been a fantastic. Look. We went long 280. More shares on Facebook. We're huge. This has been a monstrous day. If we just didn't mess up a little bit here on AMC, we would just be all over this place. But Naked Brands, a monster win for us on that one. A monster win on Palantir already today. And then SNDL refused to break that dollar, or did it? I don't know if it went to 104 there or not, pre-market high, but we're still in this one. We didn't short SNDL, not at all. Goes long 92, breaks it through up to 99 there on SNDL. And then the one that I'm most proud of, though, guys, for you, and look, join me every single day, and we're doing this. You guys know that we've been on the show now for quite a while. This is why our members are going nuts here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 trades. We only missed one, and that was AMC, and that's a winner now. So look, this is a $5 winner right now for Facebook, guys. Like, if you can imagine what kind of profits we have over on the board. We don't show our P&Ls, but we show you the trades. Give it to them, Bren.
More comments from Interactive Brokers, guys. They're talking about they are not going to remove these conditions on the symbols that were mentioned until what they feel exchanges and regulators put halt measures in to control the situation. So Interactive Brokers coming out with more comments on this, guys.
Sorry, just managed a couple orders. I had a stuck order, and one of the things that, look, when things go absolutely haywire, one of the things you always want to make sure of is, are you getting, if I have an order that has a slow message back to me, do I actually get the fill or not before I take action with it? Because I don't want a position that's not something that's going to be intended. Nokia, it made another push to the upside here. Just looking to see if I can get some. It's going to 550 at this point, and part of me saying hold for it to pull back. That might be the prudent move. Naked Brands, very similar as well. The only thing that's not going as far for me here, and they're all going sort of, you can see the positions at the bottom. I'm just noting Virgin Galactic is basically doing nothing in this consolidation at 46.50. I got the long here at 45.38, and I'm in the money, but if this can't break this 47.50 at some point, it might not be participating in this rally.
Oh, man, like, I got to just, where's my water? I got to go get my water. Like, wow, we are just going parabolic here. Like, stocks are going parabolic. The trades are going. This is a $7 winner right now. Like, look at this break. 278, 280 break, 285. Not only that, we're long 270 our own account off a play that we made the other day. So we're busting out here. We're going crazy. Naked Brands, a monster win for us. We're long at 187 there. Huge trade. SNDL coming back down, but that was a huge trade for us. Palantir still 66 cents in the money, and AAL still $1 in the money. Man, I should be done trading, but that's not going to happen. AMC still halted. The only losing trade we have today, and look at all these buys. Unfortunately, we got out at the bottom.
Oh, wow. We'll do a backflip for cost. Look, this stock, it might go. I don't know. Who cares? It just got like an 85 out there.
Who cares?
So that's going to end up being like a $14 winner on the end of it. And here's the thing. Maybe it goes to $100. Maybe it goes back to $150 today. I really don't know. So I'm just going to always take that opening print. It's like a bank error in your favor, in my personal opinion, when you get these halts. Post halts, things start to make a little bit more sense. It always made sense for me to get some shares out of Sundial at 1.
Oh, yeah.
I decided to hold some, which was obviously a bad call. So I'll just get out of the red. Look, I'm actually going to take a hit on the last 10% of my position because maybe got a little bit greedy there, but the pullback is there. I talked about $1 on this one to the upside in terms of resistance. That's exactly what ends up happening on Sundial. Naked Brands, just to keep going, I'm just going to cover the positions that I have here. I talked about that 275. I got double out there at 70. I took some more out when I made a higher low at 60. I have a little bit left, and this 250 level looks like it's good as any. See if we can hit it. I'm having and again, I think it's probably my PC. I might need to restart it. It is what it is. You guys can ignore it. But my orders, my fills are coming back a little bit slower. So I've crossed the book. I should be out of this. We'll see it in a second.
Okay, and AMC right now, wow, man, missed opportunity there. If I just didn't have that stop order at 11.75, we could. I mean, this would be the day we'd be having today would be ridiculous. We're already made half of what we made yesterday, and part of it, I mean, not part of it, pretty much all of it. We seek revenge on Microsoft yesterday with this Facebook trade today. 278, 280. What a huge trade. I'm actually going to tweet this out. Follow me, guys, at Trader TV Sean if you're interested at all. because there's a lot of plays I'm posting on there as well. The next one I like is Rocket Mortgage, RKT. Let's get ready to rocket that one to the moon too. What's up, Brendo?
One we mentioned in the pre-market here, guys. Twitter just popping up on an alert. Pre-market high there. $50 just broke on Twitter. Huge volume as well, guys.
Oh, yeah, and so I did get out of Naked Brands. Like I told you guys, it was just I don't know, we call it messaging here. So I had hit the bid. So as much as it went back up to 260, it doesn't matter. My last fill is going to be down there at 250 when I got out of that trade. So we'll walk away from that, at least for now. Nokia, I still have a little bit of this one as it starts to pull back in. And this is sort of pie on my face because I was trying to hold through like that 550, thinking it was about to moonshot. I'm not sure if that's going to be the case. If it does not hold this 520 area, I'll quickly cover that one. Cost is halted again. I'm not in it, but it's now 93. And like I said, I mean, whatever. I mean, it was along at 70. It's not something I wanted to be holding all day long. It's not going to be my style of trade.
Okay, yeah, so Naked Brands in and out there. Yeah, Neil with a couple big monsters there. Cost, great trade. That's for damn sure. And I feel horrible because, I mean, do I feel horrible? No, but I do feel horrible because this was an easy one for me, and I'm glad Neil had that. Even just this 512 break there on, is that where you're long 512, or did you take 5 there?
No, I ended up getting 518.
Oh, 518,
so
okay.
Like,
So,
I mean, there's been some executions that are like, I'm missing it by like 5 or 6 cents on some of these, but who cares? The move worked either way.
Yeah, no, exactly. So all I want, oops, I don't want to talk about Sundial there. I just want to talk, I want to talk about Nokia. I got to switch back over there. Remember we saw all that tomfoolery at the open, if that's the right word there, bouncing around 5, and then we saw the explosion to the upside there. So watch out for Nokia today. Still down that 20%, but guys, it's the intraday moves that count, really. And we just tweeted out about Facebook. We're out. I have 5% left of this Facebook trade. The targets I gave, if you guys remember, when we talked about Facebook earlier, and I'm going to call up a 20-minute chart over here. These were the targets I gave right here. I said if we broke two, I mean, again, hit the rewind button, guys. Like, I was telling you that if we broke 280, we were gone. And then I said this area, 284, 285, had no idea we'd get to 286. So when I see that, man, Neil talks about gift horse in the mouth. Yeah, when something goes sort of much more than you thought, you try to get out as much as you can and then make that money. We did get a little bit out of Sundial there, but now it's right back to 98, 99. So we're still holding 10% of that trade. What's up, Beep?
So 3 halts right now. EXPR, AMC, and cost, guys, all halted currently. AMC is additional information. Just going to check on this EXPR, also additional information. So big moves back higher, as we said. All 3 of those now halted, guys.
Yeah, can I venture a guess? We are unaware of any material, blah, blah, blah. Look, I don't know, it's not to make light of it or anything, but it's a bit of an educated guess that there might not be groundbreaking news. I'm not saying there isn't news on any of those that have a news halt, but make sure you read up on what's going on there when you do get any kind of a reopen. Now, I'm just watching GameStop here because, and thank you guys for Super Chats. I know things are going crazy. We want to cover some of what's happening. This 350 and sort of gave a holler at, like, if it got above 400, this could get really, really ugly. After making a double bottom at 250 and maybe the shorts getting feeling a sigh of relief, this starts multiple halts to the upside. The day I've been looking for on GameStop would be successive halts to the upside, cannot stay open for more than a couple of minutes without halts. I think if that happens, you know, I might try to catch a turn, which may be at a ridiculous price. We joked around we should make a pool of where that would be. I don't know, let's just throw it 1,200. And again, it's a little bit of joking aside there, but if parabolic moves up, you don't want to short it unless it's gone really, really far. BlackBerry here, this looks very, very strong to me. And there was a pivot when this whole party started at 22. If 22 breaks, I want a quick out on this one. I like breakouts today. I'm looking BlackBerry right now, 22 break entry.
Okay, so we just took out, yeah, good call. I got to look at BlackBerry as well myself, but we're at the highest spot we've been at all day. It's been a little bit of a roller coaster, but I can't believe my only negative stock is AMC, guys. Like, oh man, I screwed that one up badly there. I just thought it was crashing down there. It was pre-market, didn't want that liquidity to dry up. But I'm going to go over to Rocket Mortgage. Like, Rocket Mortgage, guys, they report on February 9th. The short interest is like 30%. And, I think this one goes, man. I really do. Like, look at the daily chart here. This is one of my calls now. We've been loading up downside. You guys know that. I was actually getting comments, people asking me, oh, what about your rocket pick? What about, okay, well, what about it now? Now we're at 24.25, and I think we can break out. I think we can go. Recent IPO, like, and again, it's not that it looks very similar. You know what? I'm just going to go long here in case that I'm sort of, this move sort of is starting right now without me. But there we go. We're long rocket. But this looks a lot to me, sort of, guys, although it's been extended. Like, look at Palantir, had a long time to try to break through this $11 level. Once it finally did, it took off. So that's why I'm looking at that right in the face there, Rocket Mortgage or Rocket Companies. Here goes Palantir through 41. We should take some more shares here. Hopefully I have an order to go through long 41 on Palantir, guys. We're already long down here, 38. Just another winner. Let's go. Brendo.
Another one to keep an eye on here, guys. SKT in New York. SKT is Tanger Factory Outlet. The reason I bring this to your attention, 50% short interest here. Huge move past couple of days, but it's been a little bit more quiet. So SKT just popping up above $20, guys.
Oh, so that BlackBerry break took you right to 22.50. I actually held 20% of it because I wanted to see if it does continue further up to 23 even. If we can hold this if we can hold this retracement to this 21 area, I'm looking for a potential reload in BlackBerry. Like I said, I'm still holding actually 20% from the top. I just missed Naked Brands at 3 even on a break to the upside, and I just realized that I had not updated you guys. Space was making some moves, Virgin Galactic. It's going to be tricky for us here to keep traction of all these different names that are moving at once. And of course, there again, you know what? Too much passivity in my part. I went to offer in front of this level. I had talked about this little top made at 49.50 in Virgin Galactic. It turns at 49. Why am I offering in front of 49.50? No, you just punch out, get whatever price you at 48.85 there, guys. So $3 winner on Virgin Galactic. It looks like everything seems to be working well.
$3 winners, yeah. I mean, great trade on Virgin, Neil, for sure. But look at this Palantir, man. Now we're going ham. We're just making, honestly, guys, look at these positions we have on. $2 in the money AAL, $3 in the money Facebook, $1.50 in the money Naked Brands. Look at this Naked Brands call. Bang! Like, even if you take 1,000 shares there, welcome to a couple G's. Rocket Mortgage, 17 cents in the money and looking to go higher. I think that's the winner. And then, boom! I didn't even realize that, Neil, if that's what you said. Look at Sundial. Bang on that one. What a great trade this was as well. All the way to the upside, 98%. And we got you, Sundial. We got you. Let's just make sure that our Palantir doesn't get us as we're still long 41s.
Yeah, and that Naked Brand's crazy. I mean, it just turned off high of day. I was looking at high of day to see if I would round into a short, and that's crazy. I mean, usually that's a short that I would take every day. You've seen me not really do those rollover trades the last couple of days, and it's just you don't want to be fighting the tape. And I know this is going to work, so you can't have that kind of FOMO and regret. There's no place for it on a day like today. You just play safety, and there's no safety, in my opinion, in standing in front of that train just because it's a pre-market high, and that trade used to work.
Oh, wow, guys. Yeah, thank you again for all the love. I see everybody there on the chat, and we love you guys as well. So thank you so much. This is a good time to get this ramped up. Like, you know, 2.1K, guys. 16,000 people watching. Like, I have A1, 2. The only negative stock we have is AMC, and that shouldn't even be negative. So let's see if we can't get this going, guys. 2.1K is a little bit low on the like side. We are coming back, hopefully, with Valeria. She's in Russia right now. So those of you that are watching us for the first time, you can check that out. Lots of pictures, lots of us partying it up, celebrating New Year's and whatnot right here on the show. And just recently, we hit 100,000 subscribers. And we cracked this in October. I don't know what we're at right now, but yeah, if you guys hit that, 157 subscribers right now. Let's see if we can march over to 2K. Okay, Facebook coming back down. No worries. Like I said, we're 5% long into this still. That was my largest winning trade today. And then Palantir matches that as well, guys.
Yeah, and looks like I'm gonna have, and there it is. So BlackBerry reload. It's been that's a roller coaster ride. The break. You know what's interesting? I recall myself saying that breakout trades were gonna be the way to go, and of course I just tried to buy the dip in BlackBerry and got absolutely burned. Reopen on the AMC, guys. So just sort of watch out. I like these. Sort of reopen hold prices. So the halt was actually at 16. The top of this move is 16.50. Now a lot of times what I'd be doing shorting off of that level. So the reverse of that, of course, when you're playing a level like this, would be to just play a breakout through the halt price. So like a 1650 on AMC would be something that I'd look for a bit of a break. I'm not going to step in front of that Naked Brands if it breaks the high of the day for the short side, but I'd be open to catching the break on that. It looks like 360 and change, maybe like 61, 62 on Naked. It's just bouncing back up to 3 right now.
Yeah, too much partying on Naked Brand, or on Rocket there to miss that out. So I thought I got some out there at the high, and I didn't. I looked over and I was like, I thought I got those 60s, but I guess I did not. So my order's still pending, so we did not get it. So we're gonna wait on that one, and I just put in a stop order to get out the bottom of the day. But I just think Rocket has the chance to go. It could be the next sort of parabolic mover, but we'll wait on that one. Just to check back on AMC right now, downside moves to 1380, 1350. Let's wait to see. We could defend this 13 level. I think that's probably worth it as we come crashing back down. So let's put some orders low side. I think it's also worth taking a little bit. I'm going to stab long right now on this name. Still waiting for SNDL to open up, but what a monster winner this one is. Like, you want to talk about this. We're long at 92, guys. Like, I mean, up to 112. As a percentage, I mean, you're making your month, your day, your year, whatever you want, depending on your shares right there. And then Palantir, we got a little frisky with it. We thought it was going to come downside. It hasn't, but what a great trade this has been for me today. My best 2 stocks today, Palantir and Facebook, just absolutely, well, actually, you know what, and AAL. AAL, we're still short 23 here, so you can see what damage that's doing. There's a big size here at 21, Neil. Are you in something, Neil?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, so 21, sorry about that. 21 just breaks there to the long side. I was going to defend this long, but we didn't there, so I don't know. I'm still short, though. 22.59, looking to see what's happening. Facebook coming back down right now, as is Rocket. So Naked Brands, though, a big trade for me there, getting some out, 290, 291 or so to the downside right now on Naked Brands. But this is going to be a good one, guys. Let's see what happens. What's up, Brendo?
Big time volatility right across the board today, guys. Just having a look at Clovis Oncology, one we've talked about many times. Not seeing any headlines here, but big move off the bottom, to say the least. Volume coming into CLVS now 15%.
Okay.
Yeah, just give me a second. I have to talk to Greg in the back here for a second.
Okay,
I'm still having some slow issues.
Yeah, no problem. I'll take this. Yeah, and so that's the other thing, guys, like trade support. I tweeted out that Robinhood was down and whatnot. You got to try to defend some of these plays there. Okay, so AMC, talk about defending some plays. Yeah, this is going to be one of them right now. I think you got to wait for a 13 to break on this, and then if it does, then we're going to get out. So we're going to probably give back some of our trade here on this name on AMC if it does go down. I am trying to defend it. We just took another long there. Oh, sorry, I wasn't even on AMC there. I just took another long at 14. So let's wait to see. I do have some more bids, I think. Anyways, yeah, downside 1333 there, waiting for that to break. And then I don't know. I wish.
So I mean, just let you guys know, it's not like I'm doing my best, and it's not like I want to ignore you guys there, but it was a 400 break, and I talked about this on GameStop, and I'm literally like hitting levels. I managed to get out here, and we'll take a small hit, but there was a chance to get profit. One slow order, and this is what could happen to you, because this stock is all the way down to like a 380. So in that particular case, I just, you know, instead of losing $20 on a trade, I'd rather lose a couple of bucks. So that's what we did here. Maybe it's going to go. It does kind of feel like it is gearing up a little bit, but when it's already gone sort of parabolic once, this is a halt support at 350 on a 400 break. Unless you're risking $50 on the trade, you're not going to hold on to it. You've got to make sure that you manage it, guys. So that's going to be first and foremost. And I want to say, if you're trading GameStop, if you're trading BlackBerry, BlackBerry's not as bad. If you're trading in AMC, all of these names today, the spreads are going to be larger. You have to anticipate that you're risking at least 3 to 4 times as much in every single trade, and know what you're going to do if you miss your out, right? So in that particular case, like if I had gotten my out there, no problems. A minute out, I'm talking to you guys like normal. When I missed it, it's like, no, manage the trade, save your day, go back, live to fight another day. I talked about successive halts, potentially on GameStop. Cost has done 1, 2, 3 from the bottom, and this one here looking like it might actually might break to the downside. Once there's a down halt, that's the only way that I'm shorting a name like Cost today if I see a downward halt. Brendan, what's up?
Some normalcy. How about that, guys? There is actual news on that little KNDI stock. There's a 3,000 vehicle contract that they signed, and I highlighted there. It's tough to see, though, to an operating company within its ride-sharing alliance is how they've worded that. But Candy signing a contract for 3,000 units of its EV. So big pop here for Candy.
That's refreshing.
Yeah, that's a good one. Okay, so there we go. SNDL right now. We did take that long. Look at that. There's a huge bid. It just got halted. We just took a big bid. We just took a big long there on SNDL. So we're going to wait to see what happens with that one as it breaks through 136. We just got more shares there. So we're going to wait for that
halted.
one. Yeah, just halted. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So there's SNDL halt to the upside. I guess again, just volatility halts.
I got the chart of the day, baby. This is and again, it's not that I like putting pie in my face, but I got to tweet this one out because yeah, that's me. Oh yeah, that's me holding the long breakout in Sundial and getting wicked out before it goes absolutely parabolic. So congratulations. I'm really happy you have it, Sean, because if nobody had it, I'd be sort of throwing up in the corner here. No, I'm kidding, but this one I wrote down pre-market 170. And that was the only price to the upside I had. So if it finds its way to turning at 170, that's probably the only way you'll see me short it.
Okay, so yeah, we have Sundial, no problem there. 280 break again on Facebook, I think could work again. So we're going to try that one more time. Did we get out of any AMC? We did a little bit there. Off our 14, what am I long at here? I don't even know anymore. I have so many positions. 14, 14. Look at all these positions, guys. AAL still defending that 21. We're going to wait to see on that one. AMC 14, 14. It just ripped up. We didn't get out. We're trying to hold that one. I'm waiting for. We're still in this, but this is a small position. Holding this so I could watch the action. That's if you see me in positions where they're like $2-3 losers. I have less shares. I don't have a problem talking about them. I'm telling you that like right now, I'm holding this so I can watch my P&L go because I want to see how far down Facebook goes. It's 5% of this trade. It's nothing for me. So we're going to wait to see. But if it does break 280, we're going to try to go on that one. Palantir, my largest stock of the day. Again, you're seeing me long 41. You know, I'm waiting. Like if we can get back down to 39, we're going to go long again on this name. So that's a big one. Rocket still not moving. SNDL halted. Naked Brands. I mean, if you want,
Naked Brands just bounced off you up hard.
Naked Brands was huge. 180 long, so big time opportunity there for us as well. It's been a monster day. We're 6 times our daily net, so the money's coming around today. Thank you so much for joining. Check back on our likes. They're only 3K today, so we're not getting as much love today on the show. Maybe it's because these stocks aren't going parabolic, but guys, it's a free show. Hopefully you can hit those like buttons as fast as you can and get that going, but I'm just waiting for SNDL. And there goes AMC. Hallelujah. Right back to the high side.
Yeah, it's making its moves there, guys. That cost, this is a downward halt for the first time. So, I mean, what I'll be looking for here is like, this is too big of a range. So it would actually have to hold like a 115, like a previous, or 113, which was a previous on the way upside halt. There's no chance I want to defend 127. That would be a little bit crazy there, guys. But that 16, I'm still, at 1650, still going to potentially be in play over on AMC. It hasn't quite gotten there yet, but I do like that level. I will take a shot at it when I get an opportunity, guys.
Yeah, why order is less size? Oh, okay, I get it. Yeah, we tried to get out of some Palantir there, but we missed it. Okay, so AMC's still going here, and we're looking for other stocks, man. You know what? I mean, we're still waiting for 280 to break. Look at the levels on Facebook, guys, like a 30-cent spread here, so be very, very careful on what you're doing there. Rocket Companies is the next big squeeze play, I feel. We're long that one right now. We're just going to wait. We're giving it to the bottom just in case we're right on that one. That would be pretty nice to be right. And then there goes AMC, still trying to make that 15. What's up, Beep?
L Brands, guys, big move down yesterday. Big pop here, to say the least, this morning. 37.5 to 40.5. Trying to hold 40 here, up 7% for LB.
Yeah, I just got filled on SNDL during the halt, and I don't even have an order out. So, yeah, the weird things happening for sure, but we're not going to stop. We're going to keep on going for you guys here. Palantir waiting for that bounce back now up to view up. I think this is a good opportunity to get some out of this position that we have.
Yeah, and the next thing I'm likely to do here, I mean, unless something crazy happens in AMC in the next couple of minutes here, I see a print here in Sundial. It's obviously still halted. If it does gap up to 170, I mean, I'll take a shot defending around that area. But if this opens up and I get a chance to, and it's below this 136, and I get a chance to quickly short it off that, it might be an in and out with a tight stop off of that pre-halt price. Brendan?
Just had an alert on this one, guys. Fubo TV now down 5%. It was actually higher at one point in the pre-market, just fell 48 all the way down to 44 there. There was actually an offering from Fubo TV in the pre-market this morning.
Yeah, and smart. Congratulations to Fubo TV. They're smart to offer when you're doing this. Thank you so much to Chris Antapalian there, thank you so much for that. And yeah, we're riding these rockets all the way. Thank you for that smooth 50 there. It means a lot. Just started watching and loving it this week. I'm rooting for SNDL. Hey, we're all rooting for SNDL. I'm a crypto bag holder and a cannabis bag holder as well. Where's Weed Batman? There we go. Oops, is that the Weed Batman or case closed? Nah, forget case closed. It's not case closed. We're just starting.
There's
Weed Batman. Let's go. Sorry, Neil?
There goes GameStop. And when I see GameStop go, I want the 15 break on AMC, and I apologize. I got to get an order before I can show you guys the level 2 there because I want to make sure I don't want to miss this trade.
Yeah, okay, here goes AMC right now through 15. I just put the order in myself, so we're going to wait to see what happens. We're already monstrous on AMC, guys. We have the 1440s now making back what we lost, so we're not feeling any ways right now about this trade. And if it does break through 15, we got to figure out an out. So let's watch it as it looks like it's going to try to go now through 15. Play safe back down to 1470 or so, but a nice little move upside.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the break, and I said GameStop might start these parties to the upside for some of the other names, and maybe that's a 15 break. It doesn't seem like that's going to be the case here. I mean, BlackBerry continues to fall to the downside. I don't know why I had to reload at 2050. There was a breakout that you had to quickly get in and out. 18 even does look like it's a potential support. If it bounces off that, maybe you're looking at a potential breakout later at 19 even. But the next trade is either going to be Sundial on the reopen, 15 break long on AMC.
No, Sundial already reopened. That's what I was going to get to.
What are you talking about?
Right here. So Sundial just reopened and I got smoked. There doesn't ever tend to be a time that I'm ever winning in halts. So if you ever see me caught in a halt, you'll know why. But this, I don't know about some of these fills up here. So I'm going to look at that afterwards because I shouldn't have got this when it was halted there. So I don't know. Maybe a late fill there coming in. So we'll probably get that repriced to down here anyways.
Oh my God.
But yeah, that trade should not have happened. But we're long on everything, guys. AMC all the way back down off that 15, guys.
Yeah, and wow, there it goes. And this is why I was looking over at AMC because GameStop, there's that 400 break. It did pull back, and like I said, I mean, I was getting out right about here, right in where I got the breakout. I wanted to be in and out as fast as I could. It just didn't go initially. It had to bounce first. I think off 380 is where it looked like it bounced. If the high gets, and we're talking about like 515 here. If the high gets taken, don't short the stock. Just. At that point, if it starts halting to the upside and you get those multiple halts like Cost did, it'll be much uglier, in my personal opinion, than what we saw in Cost, which that actually just headed back to the downside here. So it's actually looking like it's trying to pull back a little bit after that last halt and some downside action, guys. So be very, very careful. It could get very, very sticky there in GameStop if it breaks that top.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same thing about AMC as we just took some more shares there. Look, we emptied it out at 15. We saw that big seller there at 15, and it was holding that level. So we did empty some trades out there on that, but we've reloaded a little bit here. So again, we're not going to let it fall all the way against us. We're going to sit here and watch it a little bit. But yeah, AMC did resist that 15 seller, so he was there. AAL just continues to be a great idea that we had there, shorting through 2280 there, all the way to the downside at its lowest point, a $3 winner for me there on AMC. And the other name that I keep mentioning here, Rocket, I think I'm going to take a little bit more long to defend this bottom, guys. Without any further ado, happening now with Brendan, there's lots. There's other markets, guys.
There are.
Hey guys, yeah, 10 o'clock already. Let's have a look real quick at North American markets. Nicely positive right across this board once again today. The S&P 500 full percent almost. The Dow 1.09%. Look at the NASDAQ here. The tech stocks, they did try heading into the open and right after the open, but big move back to the downside for the Apples of the world. So the NASDAQ just 0.6%, 0.7% there respectively. The Russell, small caps, having another good day, 1.4%. Here in Toronto, we're up about 0.9% for the TSX. Brazil having a good day as well, to say the least. Just mentioned this one, wanted to show you again, Fubo TV. Continuing this move to the downside, 44 ended up being the top end of that range. Look at that, breaking downside. This is why we like to see those initial moves on volume, wait for the pause, and then look for that secondary push that we're getting right now. Look at that $2 move right there, live on TV for you on Fubo TV. That's why I brought it up to you. Apple, mentioned, had a really nice move up into the open, but then just straight downside here, back to 138. 138 looks to be holding for now, guys, on Apple.
Brandon said live on TV. I know we're Trader TV Live, but come on, you know we're live for you guys on YouTube. I'm kidding around at least a little bit here, but the turn off of GME here at the top. I just want to quickly go over a couple of things here on Sundial. Look, this is a pre-market high. I had a long in front of this when one even broke. It couldn't get there in the pre-market. When I took the breakout long right here after covering that short at 90, 105 was the turnaround point. So if on the halt, this is exactly at 105, which is sort of what I'm getting to here. If we hold this one even to 105 level, I'm not reloading because of course I'm not in it, but I would look to play another long side trade. I don't know if it's not 170, maybe even like a 150. I don't know where I love the short unless we're below a buck. I think once stocks recover below there, it kind of tells you that the party could be over. So 1 to 105 holds. I'm looking for a re-entry point there. Just to go back to AMC, which I'm sure you want to talk about here in a second here, Sean. I still have a break at 15 if it does come, even though GameStop has pulled back a little bit. If this bottom breaks, and we're talking 1350 here, I'd almost feel pretty comfortable, like I did in cost this morning, just slapping a bid in front of 1150 or so, maybe like 1175, and just take this one off the low of the day here, double bottom 11. I know some of that was in the pre-market. Sundial just opened back up, and no, it did not hold. I'm going to hands off the key so I don't punch long. Yeah, it did not hold that dollar, guys. Now at 96, so it looks like that's coming in.
There. I still think it's worth a break maybe of $1. We'll see here as it goes to the high side. Probably worth punching if we can through $1, like 102, something like that. And just see what happens now to the upside. Like I just keep getting in and out of these positions where I don't even know really what's happening there on Sundial. AMC does break down. We took another shot at it. 1350 didn't hold, so we got out. What's up, Pete?
There's a bunch of headlines, guys. Just a heads up on Facebook. I'm going to slide this over so you can see this all just coming in right now live for us. So Facebook talking about the oversight panel that they had looking into a number of activities. So a number of results coming back right now for Facebook. I'm going to read through them, but just a heads up if you're trading Facebook, guys.
And Sundial, it opens below, takes out that dollar. Now we're right back testing 105. If that goes, as I'm saying, I just make sure I get the execution. I got that 106, and we talked about this level being an important one. I will be, just because that was a downside halt, as I try to get some out here scalping to like 110 to 115 area. I just want to see if we're holding a buck. I mean, obviously that $1 to 105 range was key. That's why you're going to see me enter the trade at 106 there. I certainly think that there's a decent chance at 120 we run into some chop here. And again, I'm not saying that levels are going to be everything here. Certainly, there's going to be different rules when you're seeing this kind of volatility
AMC
here.
halt.
Okay, go to Sean. AMC halt as well?
Yeah, so I actually finally went short through 13 there, and I just started getting out at 1250, and I actually saw it. I mean, I just took my last bid there. I mean, I still have it. I still have about half, but I did see that breaker there at 1229. So AMC halts to the downside, and I'm caught in a halt. And what does that mean, guys? When I'm caught in a halt, it means you should get out. So I am caught in that halt right now. AMC short. I am short 1272 there. I mean, I wish I was short at that 13 break, but it must have just been so crazy. I got 1272 on a marketable short order there. So now we wait on that one. SNDL, we get a little bit of revenge on that long of the $1 break up to 110. So we do take out a little bit there. Let's see if we get back to the highs, 130. I still got to find out how I got filled during a halted state, but that does happen sometimes. So that'll get repriced to back down here. So hopefully my long is even better than I think right now. And then AAL, man, I mean, you want to talk about a swish. Our Raptors, they lost to the Bucks. It was a close game, so hopefully they'll hold that out. But AAL, man, just crashing down. Look at our short on AAL. I hope you guys like this one. $23, man. It's down to 19 right now, so a big-time move there. Rocket not doing anything. We still have nowhere to get out at the top. At the bottom here, 1284. It looks like that'll be a stinker for me, Rocket. But again, whatever. I'm not going to sit here and pump stocks, but I don't really care. I think I like this one to the long side. Short interest, earnings coming out in a recent IPO. That's my logic there. Sometimes you got to have logic instead of just YOLOing everything. So that's my Rocket one.
Yeah, but I mean, you can also go into the housing sector as well. We've talked about DHI and some plays there. And again, this is also what we're sort of here for, is to tell you about alternative reasons why some of these stocks may have something behind them, and other ones there might be a singular play. Just to update you guys, I do still have a quarter of my position in Sundial. But as I mentioned, and I'm probably going to work it off to maybe 20% if we break 115, because I did say 120, 115 to 120 could run in some resistance up here. It was just that hold of one. And here's the thing, it dips down to 95. Remember what we talked about, where it was there's going to be some bigger spreads opening up. Watch out for these levels to break. So as much as it was 1 to 105, I wanted to see hold. The fact that it wicked to 95 and came right back, look, the majority of the volume was in between that same price range that I liked. It just happened to scare some people out below that. So you take that with a grain of salt. The second it tests back up and breaks, I like the breakouts today, so I take 106, and now you're right up into that resistance area. Now, where I'm probably going to differ from, I think, a lot of maybe some of you guys and a lot of other traders in this situation is when it approaches that 120, like I said, I had 20%, I'll be down to 10% even if it does break. I'll be flat if it tests the high of the day. I'm not holding through the high. I'm just looking to play within the ranges on higher percentage shots here that I'm trying to take on a crazy day like this. Brendan, what's up?
The next contestant possibly in this game, guys, LLIT here on the NASDAQ, just popping up on monster volume. You can see at day highs there through 12. This one also has been halted many, many times today. Only 7%. This is a Chinese company, only 7% on the short side of things, but starting to go as well.
Okay, yeah, I was actually just looking at that order on SNDL and wondering what was happening with it. I got to put in a ticket for that one. But look at this, man. Again, 25% return on your money right here. We went long at $1.02. It's at $1.20 right now. So there you go. Right there, a quick trade on SNDL. And by quick, I mean we're just monstrous right now. So we're smoking the good stuff here today, and I hope you guys are as well. Puff, puff, pass that around, because right now we're on fire right now, fuego with Batman, weed Batman, as we like to say. And I've also recommended, you probably heard me on the other day talking, I always talk about my altercations and my discussions with some of my friends there. And I said, guys, if you're shorting Twitter, it was time to get off that train, and now you're seeing why, as Twitter continues to go to the high side right now. We haven't looked at GameStop right now much, but we will. I know Neil's looked at it. 420 now. Well, I mean, whatever. It's bouncing around 420 1 minute, 470 the next. This is what it looks like, 409, 408. Okay, so VWAP is something that's very important to me, and that's at 378. So if you're long, watch out for that. A check back here on AMC, still not open. I'm guessing Neil always has the hold page up, but
I should have checked that by
now. But you know what? I mean, it's just going to be most likely volatility. Then finally, I guess the SEC probably woke up and said, "Wait a second, maybe we should start to hold some of these stocks every once in a while." So now AMC goes to the downside. Remember, I'm caught in it, so I expect it to open up like.
Before we go to Brendan, it's either 5 or 10 minute halt, so it is a volatility halt in AMC. It's 5 minutes is coming up any second now. If it doesn't open back up, it just means it's a 10-minute halt, so you wait around another 5. Brendan?
EXPR, guys, was halted as well, just opened again. But some of these stocks really having trouble getting back above any kind of significant levels. You can have a look at EXPR. I'll show you the bigger chart, too. Give you a better description here. 7 was the base initially on the way back down, got up to 9. Now it can't barely get back above 6, guys.
Yep.
And
okay,
so I'm just going to go right here, and we got to do it here. We're going to go bullseye on sundial in terms of that 105 area. Like I said, get out in front of the high of the day. I still have a couple orders, thought maybe go test higher, but basically have almost nothing left. I'll just put a stop in here around like a 110 or something like that, just so I don't turn the last of it into a losing trade. But that 106 gave you a couple of scalp areas to 120, and then a test to the high of the day. And it's going to put in a lower high. You're seeing that right now. So it looks like it's going to be a good one here. Trying to be a little bit patient with some of the names that we trade. But AMC just opened back up, Sean.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, for sure. And like I said, it still stays true. I lose on every single reopen. So there it is again. Reopens. We took some out there. We just went long a little bit at 13. So it does put us into a losing position there off that reopen, but not really. I mean, as you can see, look at my outs. If I can zoom in a little bit here, these are the outs, right ahead of where we got in. So just could have been a bigger winner. That's all. Especially if it didn't get halted, it probably was going back down to this day's low. So now we're long 13. That does not look like a great position, but we'll use that 1250 as our out again.
Yeah, and do you hear, like, you're going to hear something over and over again, and you're going to say, as our out, here is the plan, this is the entry area. I know a lot of this is moving very, very fast, but we're doing our absolute best to say, hey, this is what I'm seeing on this stock. This is where there was previous support or resistance. Maybe there's a big order at a certain price. I saw a turn here, so there's some buy action, whatever it might be, just to give an idea of what to expect. And there'll be some pie in our face as well. I'm going to say it right here, right now on BlackBerry. I was sort of talking about this dip when we're consolidating at 1950. Maybe you just throw something in front of that low of the day. On cost, it was a good trade if you tried this and you believed in it. BlackBerry, I mean, probably a little bit more so than some of these others, might be a better bet to have some floors in terms of buying on volume. And I think this one here was a good one if you took it off of that low of the day, guys. So just a quick look there. I know Boeing, I said I would come back to this one. It's just, there's no way you're going to catch every single trade. Yeah, but the idea was a 197 to 200 if it rolled over in that area. It gave you this trade twice for a scalp, and now it's looking like a breakdown. Anyone watching yesterday at this time of day or a little bit later than this, when I tried to take Boeing breaking the low because I thought it was weak, it was my losing stock of the day because of that trade. So I missed the entry I wanted. I will not chase the breakdown. That is exactly what I did yesterday. Will not execute on Boeing at this point because I missed the one that I wanted.
Okay, yeah, and again, that's part of it, right, guys? We're not going to get every trade. We talk about that all the time, and we're going to miss some, especially when we're sitting here trading with and for you guys. Okay, so this now, we're trying to show you all the opportunities that there are. So we do not have Facebook now, but this is definitely, juicing up for me right there at that level. If you can see 276 or so, maybe breaking that 276.17. I don't know. I think I really like this one. Even though we're only at 274, like this 275.80, something like that. I think I'm going to take that for a long 275.85 or so on a break on Facebook. Let's see if that does come through. AMC does come all the way back. We're long at 13.19 there. So we just took some out of that position as it does rip back up for us. So capturing a little bit out there, but we got to watch it. And our AAL, man, what a puke city that is, but it is looking like it's finally making a bottom. Back to yesterday.
Is it though?
We're only up 14% AAL right now. It was after being up over 100 at one point. But what a beautiful long or short this has been. You can see the destruction that we're doing here on the show, guys. It's been a big day.
Just to go back to AAL, because I think it's worth, I mean, we were talking about that one, and Luis was our guest, a trader and a floor manager from Barcelona here, Day Trade the World. He was talking about that break, and Sean grabbed it. I'm looking at this the breakout of this consolidation at like 1650 on AAL, and you're saying it's making a bit of a bottom, and I'm kind of saying if it broke that, I mean, it's hard shorting the low when it's down from 31 to 18, but there's still room to that 1650 area, and even like a higher low off that, like a 1750, does give you a little bit of room to run, I would say, in the least. So I mean, AAL. That's been an absolute monster. I know some of you guys want to go back to. I'll get to Naked Brands in a quick second. Double down on Sundial here. I did put a stop in just to make sure at 105. I didn't move it to 109 because I said to myself, how many times do I put a trailing stop when I have that last little bit? And instead of giving it to break even, I put a tighter one. Now I'm going to give it to break even and then see if it makes another push to the upside. I already have my offers out in front of high of the day. Brendan?
Back to 3,800 here for the overall market, guys. A good sign for the overall market. Some banks popping up here to the upside. So strength coming from the financial sector. JP Morgan, 1.7%. Wells Fargo, WFC, also 1+% on the day. So some big names trying to lead the market higher here.
And speaking of, and I said this, we talked to Mark yesterday. Mark Roberts, our good friend, the stock father himself. If today ends up and we're not going to end up a red day. I don't think we're going to end up a red day. The market's up 1%, both NASDAQ and New York. Apple's down 2% here. I mean, if Apple doesn't turn green today, I don't know what that even means for the market, but it's sort of nearing this like 140 level. So what I'm kind of thinking is the weakness just showing here, if we can catch a bit of a breakout trade, this is probably going to be a bit of a scalp, but it's been sitting in this range, trying to go green. The market's screaming to the upside. If we're still strong and there's a chance at a 140 break in Apple, I just like that for an in-and-out scalp trade. There'd be plenty of liquidity in an Apple. And I'm actually, quite frankly, a little surprised to see it down 2%, despite the fact that we are recovering a little bit in the overall market.
Yeah, I'm trying to make some big plays here, but I just don't really see anything other than this. Where did my rocket quote go there? Quotes down. Okay, I was going to say quotes down now. Yeah, so this is the one. I'm trying to load this up. We have VWAP right there. I still think it can go today at some point. Yesterday, the reason why I keep talking about this is, like, look at this drop from yesterday all the way from this 24, 25 level. I just think we could get back there. So, I mean, I'm trying to find some spots to pick here. I'm going to go longer if we do break this 20.
Watch out, Sundial, guys.
70. Sundial, okay, yeah, I'm flat on Sundial. I have very, very little left. So, yeah, Sundial right now, good call, Neil, breaking $1 what are you doing with this?
I just got like, I mean, I had an order already taken out when it broke that 105, but it's right at that one even level. This could get pretty interesting if this time when it dips below a buck. There's any kind of real selling and an offer below it, that could be the last time. Now, this is almost exactly what happened before. There was a big dip down, it flushed out, and then the bid sort of, let me show you the level 2. And the bid started to immediately pick back up here, guys, and you're seeing all kinds of, I mean, it's mostly dark pool action going through at the midpoint, but believe me when I tell you, it was a rapid level of buying. Now, I'm not taking the same long. You just went long. I actually was going to say I'm not taking the same long at that 106. I'd much prefer at this point to have a long at one even, which I just missed.
Yeah, I took 106. So we'll see. Well, I mean, we'll see what happens. I'm using that one as the bottom. That may be the bottom at some point. So yeah, I agree. I should have had that 01 or 02, but we're going to go back into Sundial right now long. So long 106 and trying to get this thing to see where it wants to go. I do have some orders to get out, 13, 14, and then we'll see if we can get back to 22, 23 on Sundial, as it looks like it wants to try to go now anyways. A big shortable stock, and we'll just see if it can hold that $1 even. Don't know if it's going to. Just had a problem at 8 there. That's never a good sign. And yes, I do not want this thing to halt.
Yeah, and thank you, the Monkey Shiner. Look, I'm going to read it off here if I can. I appreciate you guys sticking to risk management and trading even during this insanity. Happy trading. And to be perfectly honest, look, the reason why you're not going to see me, usually by this time of day, it's like 4 or 5 positions on, just sort of managing almost like a portfolio of shorts that are rolling over, that kind of thing. You got to throw that out the window. Understand that you're adjusting to a different market here. Like I was just looking at Naked Brands, and again, and I wanted to talk to you guys here. I was just looking at Naked Brands, that halt down price of 208, holding the 2 even, so very similar to what we was looking at Sundial, saying, okay, I should probably go start a long in front of 2, and then use that 2 as a defense. Before I can even get that full thought in my mind, it's already 15, 20 cents away to the upside, 15 cents away to the upside, and there's no way I can cash that trade. That's how fast things are happening here, so I'm not chasing a move like that. I either get it or I don't. I just saw this one a little bit too late, but it's, speaking of small caps, wow, let's go to Brendan right now to the big screen for our small cap recap.
Hey guys, yeah, small cap time. Just realized this EXPR, we'll talk about it first, is halted again. But EXPR, I mentioned 975 here was a bit of a base in the pre-market support. We end up cracking that as soon as we do. Little tiny consolidation below a significant level leads to the bigger flush. We went from 975 all the way down to 650. I mentioned I overfilled on my cover there at 8. Long. So I punched out $2 lower on the long side of things because you don't want a position, you just get out of it regardless of what happens. But get back on the horse, right? You got to continue to trade. 950, 975 I was looking at on the way back up. Yeah, we're down to $5 on this EXPR. So destruction continuing on this one. Just want to show you this BlackBerry real quick. Tried to roll over here, took it versus 20, so that ends up at 22. No problem getting out of that, but look where we are now. Just massive ranges on some of these stocks today. I'll give you my take on this Naked Brands. I noticed that it was a little bit slower than the rest when that big flush happened in the pre-market, so it did give you little tiny consolidation. This went from $2.40 to $1 was the bottom there. Bounced off $1, long 280 up through 340. So all kinds of opportunity. I think that was the only one I put on. Yeah, that's BlackBerry again. But all kinds of opportunity. Just tread lightly and control your risks, guys.
Yeah, it's all about controlling risk, and there goes Rocket to the downside there. So it actually goes the other way. So we got out. We're holding a very, very small piece of it, but it's going to the other side. So that one's going to the downside. So the theory there on the short, not good. The short squeeze, not good. Not getting squeezed yet, does it? I don't know. We'll wait to see. Okay, AMC, we tried to buy again, and man, at 12. I mean, a lot of executions for me on AMC today. 91? Wow. Okay, 91 executions off that long 12. I think it's probably worth another long if it goes back to $12 right now, but AMC down to 11.50. This is like the lowest it's been, I think, since it sort of started going parabolic there. So there might be something there. SNDL goes back. So we take that 06, and then we get out at 99 there on a break. So as it coming right back to the downside now, 96, 97. The volume, man, almost 1 billion shares already on this. And what time is it? 10:20 right now. So 1 billion shares, 10:20, guys. That stock is going off.
Prad was asking me this morning when and of course you're seeing. We'll talk about Prad because he's filling in admirably. He's been trading. He's been filling in for Valeria while she's in Russia. But he was saying how many stocks. Well, what's the most volume you've ever seen? I couldn't remember off the top of my head. But I just wanted to put in perspective something. I was just watching a higher time frame, and I like to go to a higher time frame on Naked Brands or any of these stocks. And you look at this little move. Look, you're going to see this 3 level. You're going to see this like 260 level. If things get really, really crazy here again, I'm just looking back to this 150, and previous highs, whether they matter or not, right? And look, and this is a bit of a learning lesson because this is all kinds of pie in my face. I mean, had I done this in the pre-market when this move is happening, instead of sitting there staring at level 2, where am I going to buy it? Where am I going to buy it? Take a minute, pause, go to the higher time frame, find a reason for confidence at a price level, and then when it actually rebounded off of 150 and consolidated there, and then you saw another consolidation there, why am I waiting until 175 break? There's nothing wrong with it. I know you had it as well, Sean. It's a great trade. But you go back to that higher time frame and see that 150 where it twice consolidated. You see a previous resistance point or a previous high on that daily, and maybe it gives you an extra bit of confidence. You have the low of the day as cover, and then boom, there's a risk management trade off the top of my head. But I just couldn't have done that unless I actually take a quick second to breathe, go to that daily chart, go to your 15-minute, whatever it is that you use for that extra level of confidence to plan your trades out. Had I done that in the moment, I probably would have had twice as many shares long and even at a better price when Naked Brands popped. So we can all learn from things like this, and that's one of the reasons why I think trading fewer names today is going to be maybe the way to go a little bit. Speaking of which, it's about to defend this 2 even level. For a pure momentum play, I'm likely to be punching short when 2 even breaks, just to see if I can catch a quick little scalp trade. If it holds, I'll be looking to long defend. Or if it fail breaks to the downside, I'll get out and quickly reverse if that 2 even defends that price. But it looks like it might break it here on Naked Brands.
Yeah, I mean, look, Naked Brands was a good one. We're emptied out. We emptied out of our Naked Brands there at that VWAP. So again, we're holding 5% of that position on. I mean, I always tell you guys the big positions that I have on right now, and I don't have anything on right now. I'm still waiting for Facebook. That came down. Brendan came with that negative headline there, which obviously hurt the stock, but we already cashed out. And again, if we go back over to that 20-minute chart there, this is what we talked about. I don't know. There's some clapping over there. We'll find out what. I don't.
Maybe it was. I don't know, but like it's like. The jaw's dropping. My jaw's dropping at this because it's like I'm able to just tell you about this 2 even. I wish I could have shown you quickly the level 2 for the bid size on the Naked Brands when it went. I got 98, so the short side. We're crushing through like 75 here. So had it bounced, I was prepared for a quick reversal, but there was a pure momentum play, which means you're not going to see me stick around. Oh yeah, I just got out. There was a big bid, 250,000 shares that refreshed at 175. The second I saw it refreshed, I just jumped on a free gateway, and when someone tried to sell through it, I was able to get out. You just saw it there. 2 even break.
It's right on
98 short. We scalped most of it out to get 10, 15 cents worth of a win. Solid return for that type of a trade. We're essentially trading, for very, very low fees here, day trade the world. And then the rest out at a 175. If that doesn't go right away, there's a very good chance I'm getting out at 01s and 02s and even thinking about a quick reversal to the long side. All of it planned before it happens. So I'm just reacting. And no, I know exactly what keys I'm going to hit before it happens, guys.
Okay, AMC is going to halt. It looks like it's down to 1045 right now, and it's just crash city right now on AMC. Wish we would have held that short, but of course we get stuck in the halt, and then when it halts, it reopens, and I take the long, and then it comes right to, there we go. So there's the halt on AMC. Halted now again at 1045. So I'm not in it, and if you are good to the short, bad to the long, but that doesn't mean anything. If we can zoom, I mean, I can't even really zoom out too much just because of AMC's just been so crazy. We look at a 5-minute chart here in a minute. This is kind of spots where we started to go, like, we were at $5 just 2 days ago, and then we opened up around 11.20 that day. We bottomed out yesterday at 10.97 before taking off again. So we're just revisiting this. So an 11 long might be nice for that trade. The other spot I'm looking at right still is Facebook. But what's up, Brendo?
Another one from the watch list, guys. JAN. It was right at the bottom of the watch list this morning. Jan 1, 175%. also has been halted all kinds of times. We just reopened again and are heading southbound on massive volume here. So, I mean, be careful, please. There's a huge range on this stock as well, but one that hasn't really, got to day lows yet and then some. So JAN looking to be on the way back down as well. I'm also going to come back with, looks like Qualtrics, guys, IPO today.
Oh, wow.
What is the symbol?
It's a tough day to be throwing an IPO in there. I know we're trying to cover as many stocks as possible here that we can. Oops, why did that not go? That's not Naked Brands I wanted to go to. I wanted to go to GameStop here. I know some of you are going to be watching this. There's like a 420 level here, and I know you guys love that number, but if it breaks to the upside, there is like an immediate 430 resistance. There's possibly a scalp trade. And the only reason why I'm probably not going to take this, I said I like breakouts today. I took a break at 400, and then it was almost like liquid death. I probably had too many shares there, to be perfectly honest with you. I actually could have got out right away for like $4 or $5, but was able to get out for a couple of bucks worth of a hit. And then I watched it basically flush the weak hands out, which was me, and some others probably, and then bounce right off here at that 380 mark and then go. So in the event that happens, maybe it's something more like a 420 and then bounce off of a 400, and that could be the better way to enter it. I also think that the fact that I just saw that flush on AMC here, and then GameStop is just somehow holding up, and that scares me for the short trade a little bit today. That's why I've sort of been saying, watch out if this breaks the high of the day. There's been some monster short opportunities for those that intraday traded. I've been staying away from all of them, including off of this clear congestion at the high of the day, including off of that post-halt down, which is usually a setup that I would like. I didn't even touch that, and I'm probably not going to short GameStop unless it's halted successive times again, which it already did this morning. Brendan?
All right, so yeah, in case you need some more to have a look at Qualtrics, guys, IPO today, the total value $15 billion, but the actual share value is $1.5 billion on this. So $30 they priced it at, which was above the 27 to 29 range. This is a software company, so XM is the symbol on the NASDAQ if you want to have a look at that. Coming up, guys, just after 11 o'clock, we have a great guest again today. Get Swift is coming by to tell us about a delivery service that they took a little bit of a different spin on the delivery service game. So stick around to 11:15. Get Swift going to join us, guys.
Yeah, so I mean, I just added XM to my quote board. Of course, it's going to be on my board. You'll see, blank chart. It's grayed out because it's in a pre-open stage for that new IPO. We can go with something like, because we have access, of course, to market on open orders. I can put a limit order on the bid for that open and take, you can put it up to like 40, 50, whatever you'd like to. You can put a market order to guarantee that fill. We don't know when any of these will ever open up. We can get indications as to when it's getting close. But in terms of having hard knowledge of it, of course, we'll get to it when it does. I just want to come back to costs for a second because, like I said, this has been a halt fest. If you see me ignore this stock here today, it's a good one for me, but obviously I took this long out too early. The reason for it, look, this cannot stay open for more than a minute or two. There's probably nothing more that I've seen today. There's probably no stock more dangerous than KOSS because you're essentially at the mercy of the next halt. It'll open for seconds and then immediately have a volatility halt until it stays open for like 4 or 5 minutes. No bueno for me.
Yeah, exactly. You got to watch out for those halt levels. I was actually looking at Apple right now. I like this break through the high. So if we can get near there, 140.25, we're going to do it as we clear our throat because we've got a lot of talk going on here today. And it's been definitely a fun one. And I hope you're enjoying the show. If there's any other names you need us to look at, we'll do that. Put them in the chat. It's hard to see them, though. What about Workhorse today? WKHS, just another one going off a little bit today. And it was been going off the last couple of days. Reached all-time highs yesterday. And now you get a little bit of development happening. Bouncing off VWAP there, 35 and change. Has a possibility to go now. That's Workhorse looking to go good. 36.25 or a little bit away from that. Oh, I want to check out CGC, and I actually forgot about that. This is the only cannabis name that I really like to trade on the show. I just find it's very, very solid to go. Okay, AMC's back open right now, and it halts, and it doesn't do a good job there as it busts.
So I'm looking at $7.85 to $8. If there's any kind of a turn there on AMC, I'm probably going to be taking a shot in front of that level. But if it halts into it, yeah, there it is. Hands off. It's going to halt into it right now. I just went the wrong way. So If I'm ever playing like a quick little bounce play for a quick little scalp there, just identify a level, pick it up in front of it, hope that it turns like cost this morning. The last thing I ever want in that situation is to get in, like, take it off of that level and then immediately be into a halt trade in the wrong direction. So you saw me literally move my hands off the keys. I didn't want even an accidental fill in AMC there. You got to pick your spots on a day like today. So thankfully I might have dodged a bullet there on AMC. Go back to AAL. It's still in this bit of a range here, and now that I see it making this bottom, and again, for Sean, it's at 1850, and the short you had was what? It was like 2022?
I still have it, yeah, 2260.
Still have it, like, yeah, I mean 2260. Like, it's like all kinds of. If it breaks this bottom, you could probably get another $2 out of it. I'm actually thinking it was a previous low at 1970. And then we're ranging here, so I'm kind of thinking about a long break at 20 even, just for another one of these momentum plays. Just get in, get out. It would have made a base for you there, so you probably have that 1970 level as a bit of cover, maybe risking about 30 to 40 cents. So even if it only goes to 21, I like that trade. So I'm going to get my order ready to go on AMC. And again, momentum play, I'm not saying, buy and hold AMC because it's going back to 30. I'm just thinking that'll be some of the shorts probably having some trails that might take them out there at that 20 level.
Yeah, I was. It's funny that you just mentioned that because I want to go. I'm long right now. I wanted to take that position long through 50. So we got 55s there. I don't even know. Like, I'm not even sure if that even happened there. But we just got long through 1955 there. So, well, we are 55. It was through 1950. So I think we're gonna see what happens there on this one. See if we can't hold this for about $1 right back to the day's low on AAL. But let's see if it can't squeeze itself just a little bit higher there. There is a little bit of protection there at 40, but that'll get chewed up. 180 million shares on this name.
Wow.
Today, AAL, watch out for it, guys. Brendo, something?
Another one, actual company, guys, moving here. 1.5 billion on the market cap here for Surgery Partners. They had a huge offering they announced in the pre-market. This one's been strong on a daily chart. Look at the volume coming in here through all-time highs, guys. SGRY on the NASDAQ up 20% today.
Wowzer. So, I got my order locked and loaded, ready to go on AAL. AMC still waiting for that reopen. Some of you guys have been watching Sundial. It's trying to go. You're certainly seeing it hold up. It's just like 95 each time. It just touched $1 once. It just failed at $1 twice. I'm likely to just put on a quick little short in front of a buck. Think about reversing into the long, depending on what I see on that level too. But the first things first. I mean, if we're holding this level here, which I thought was support, we took the long off it. It was fantastic. If it breaks, and again, this is a dip that wicked me out in the morning. That's the exact same dip at 91. It flushed through. If it takes it out again, I kind of want to be in position if that happens, as opposed to sort of chasing it. So if I can pick something up, maybe in the 94 to 95 area. Not really dig in until it gets to 98, 99, then have an obvious out at $1. That's what I'm going to go with here on Sundial. It looks like it's reversed a little bit. And there's some cover to the upside with that one even.
So I just got a in and out there a little bit. I'm still holding AAL, obviously. No worries. We're going to wait for a 1910 or so break. Just kind of looking at some of these wicks. That's 1922. We'll give it a little bit more. Kind of where the run started here, 1910 or so. If that doesn't come out, if that comes down, we'll get out of this trade and for a 40-cent hit. So we'll take that. I mean, that's completely fine. We had a $7 winner on Facebook, so we can hold it. And then also, I don't mind a 1965 long as well, if that can come through. So yeah, Palantir. Okay, so Rocket going to the downside, continues to go to the downside there. I guess we're gonna have to wait for earnings to see if anything happens with this one. I still like this break, but it is making moves to the downside here. Rocket, although it just made a little bit of a move up from that 22 level. Maybe this is not the stock that I thought it was. 2278 along if we can get it back on Rocket. So just to give you guys an idea, we'll put some more shares in there and then use that 22 as a bottom. So right now, Rocket and AAL is the only ones we have. And then I'm looking again. Facebook, we've dumped that. Look, we went in there, got over our last 5% for flat, and then enjoyed this $7 move up, long 78, long 80s, all the way up to 86 before we dumped it. These are real trades, guys. You've watched us trade that. So there we go, in and out. Like most people just put these little marks there. You saw us trade that. So that was a good one. Rewind if you did not. AAL trying to go. Oh yeah, Apple. So Apple, we took this big win off in the morning. I'm looking to do another similar trade right here where hopefully it goes back to 141 and change off of this kind of a break of 140. 140 quarter break. So that's what we're looking for on Apple. And I'm going to load up a rocket long through 75 and see if it can rocket itself back up. Cheesy pun. What's up, Bren?
Another little one, guys, moving again today. 20% for this Express Spa group. We had news yesterday in the pre-market about this one. They raised more funds for them going forward. Another one that is pretty highly shorted, but just a steady march downside here, 370 to 270, trying to bounce here for XSPA.
There's AMC. It's down towards that 8 even level, and look, it actually feels like I'm going to say it looks like there's a bit of a bid. I just got 44s there as I was looking at the level 2. And there was some buying in this range. Now, we did have the cover of that, where is it, that 780 level. Yeah, and it just immediately breaks it. So I'm not even going to hold on to that. I'm just getting in and out. I'm going to walk away from it. If it can't even immediately hold that 784 level that I just talked about, that I wanted to buy the dip in front of.
It's halting again.
Yeah, it's going to halt again to the downside. So again, it's like before you get in, have an out, know exactly what it's going to be. I mean, but that's as quick as you're ever going to lose a buck. You'll see right there, guys. So AMC, once again, halting to the downside. Let's go this way so you can see the level 2. Unless the next print is breaking through 740, you're going to see it halt. But actually, there it is. So there's just a bit of education there. Once it hits that halt level, there's like 15 seconds that it has, and it can only trade higher instead of lower. You just saw the live 744 hold. So if we go to the moon right now, guess who just got wicked out? That was me at the absolute bottom there. So you know what? I tell you, if that's low of the day and AMC goes back to 20, we'll make sure we tweet that one out so you could have seen it live. I did get that sundial position, however. That is going to the downside, but I kind of wanted to talk this one through to you guys. This 85, now I'm out of 80% of the position. I'm going to hold the last 20 in case we break this bottom, and then I would just simply be looking to see if we can't get down to that 75 to 80. Now, I said this yesterday. I probably shorted sundial like a gazillion times in the show. However, I mean, each time it's like, okay, it keeps rounding and rounding off the bottom, and I'm shorting these pops every single time it does it, and then it just keeps bouncing off the 50 period here before eventually breaking out. There's probably going to be like, you know, it's in the cannabis space, yada, yada, of course. There's probably going to be some buy support on the stock at some point. And whether it's at like 70 cents, whether it's all the way back down at 60, I don't plan to still be short whenever it happens. So that's why you'd see me have a bit of a target at that 75 to 80 before it has any shot to get that deeper retracement that sometimes I would play for, but I'm not going to be doing today on sundial. Brendan is already ready for Sector Watch. It's 10:40. You kidding me?
Hey guys, yeah, let's have a look at the overall S&P 500, see what is leading the way so far. We're up nicely. I mean, 1.4% on the overall market here. A lot of strength coming from both the industrial sector and healthcare stocks today. This entire sector is positive on the day. You can see healthcare equipment makers. We just talked about that surgery. Not on the S&P, but another healthcare name. Pharmaceutical names also very, very strong. Anywhere from ILMN up to TMO, 2.5% to 3.5%. ABMD, 15% in the equipment makers to the upside. Healthcare down here now. You can see they rotate as things are trading throughout the session here. I want to talk about consumer durables. The apparel makers are under pressure here a little bit. PHM, WHR, 5 and 9% to the downside, but right beside that, Tapestry and PVH are 3.5% higher. Etsy's higher. L Brands, GPS, Rost, Bookings.com as well, 4.5%. So consumer discretionary is definitely strong on the day. We mentioned some of the airlines having big news today. So are the cruise lines here, CCL, NCLH, and RCL there, 3.5 to 5.5% for the cruise lines having a nice day. Banks are moving higher. I mentioned some of the big name banks among the leaders to the upside. Here's the airlines here, AAL, UAL, and Dow down there, 3.5%. Alaskan, I should say, is here as well. AOS over in the capital goods leading the way, 12.75%. Mentioned those already, but consumer discretionary, industrial, and healthcare stocks, where most of the strength is coming from. To the downside, consumer staples and energy stocks are actually, looks positive with Halliburton and Apache there, but energy stocks are actually negative on the session so far, but 1.4% for the market, guys.
And wow, punching through that 85 was sundial. I'm out of this trade altogether here at the bottom at 80. There was a it was 2 million that you could see on the bid at 80. It got all taken out, and then was a bit of a refresh. So I'm just going to get out of that one. Anytime I see someone buying up that strong. Sometimes you'll see a bit of a bounce there, guys. So look, the bottom wick, it's not anything to do with anything but an even penny level at 80, and a monster bid there is going to get you out of the rest of your share short. And if it doesn't, I mean, I don't know what kind of a signal you're looking for if that kind of a bid that holds and then refreshes isn't enough for you. So I'm all out of Sundial for now. Going to look to the next trade. It could be XM. Of course, we're talking about the IPO today. AMC is halted again. It's still halted, I should say. Down at 713. This is starting to get a little bit interesting. I always try to have at least a quick look back at some of these previous levels, and again, it's nothing. There's nothing crazy about this. It's just to see if there's a turn at the bottom and you're going to be taking a falling sword. The question is, do you have a second reason that you like it, other than the fact that it's just okay? I think it's going to bounce somewhere. So I'll be looking at 5 even. If it does go down to that price. If you want to look at where this move all started out, of course, it was much lower than this, but there was a 450 to 5 level that back in November, back in December, back when this happened, each time it would pop into it. I was trading that level and shorting it, sort of on the show here, and I'd like to see if it does hold above that price area, because there was always good liquidity and volume around there. So we use those to our significance. If it bounces off that, it's probably worth a little bit of a look here around that $5 mark on AMC when it opens back up in a couple of minutes, guys.
We just made a monster move there on Palantir while you were talking there, Neil, and yeah, good one here. 36.50. We absorbed that 36 bottom there and see what happens. Now I'm going to try to empty out the load a little bit here on this as we go to the high side right now. So Palantir with a big drop. We hammered this early. I mean, this is one of my best stocks early, like $39 out, 40, 43s there. We take the 41 break and out 42s, and now we have a nice little long here, I think. Anyways, let's see if we can't cash out though. I mean, it's not nice until you get out, but there it is, a nice yes. We made it there a little bit there, so we will go gates of hell for Palantir for this move, but then, yeah, we picked it up, and I wanted to get more shares, but I missed that bottom there. Was just looking at other things, missed a complete bottom, but did get 36.40, so a good little run to the high side right now for Palantir. Our rocket ship is rocket tanking right now to the downside, $21. So off a big move yesterday, down that 4% today. We had that dream alive that this thing was going to go, and it doesn't look like it is. So down to $22, $23 right now, rocket. And I guess, you know what? The thing is, like with AMC puking, we can check back on.
You just said, the second you said rocket, I saw the Palantir. I'm like, I bet you Virgin Galactic just dipped as well. I mean, I had a good long off Virgin Galactic before, but now that we've taken out this bottom at the close yesterday, that 44.40, it just broke that. You're looking at a lot of chop and consolidation between 44 and 41. I mean, I would ideally for a trade, I'd like to see. I'd love it if it flushed further, much like Sean just did with Palantir, is why I'm saying this. If it got all the way down to this 40 area, you catch a bit of a bounce that's been a couple of days low, including after a parabolic move up. So made a 10% move and then held 40 just on the 26th. If it gets into this price range, that'd be a good price to defend. I defended in the morning, but I'm not going to go play the second level when it just fell much faster than it was going to the upside when I had it long. And that was off of that was literally at 9:30. So that was that 9:30 pump. It took longer to get up than it just took to make that full retracement on Virgin Galactic. So even if it bounces here, which it might, I'll still be looking for a 40 in case this goes even further, guys.
So AMC back open, guys. We're going to take an 8 long. What's up, Brendan?
Another one we saw pop up yesterday. This one was a little bit late to this party, to the upside, guys. Kodak, remember, 17%. All of these, just amazing unwinding happening of these long positions. So 17% here for Kodak as well.
I tried to get long there, AMC.
Yeah, it just halted on.
Wouldn't let me there, so just halted at 770 on a nice little bounce back to the upside there. So let's watch it. I wanted to go long at 8, but we didn't get that. So, okay.
You know what you can't, so just a bit of a thing here. It's actually not impossible sometimes. Like it was halting at 770. Like sometimes it's going to be an upside halt. You might get a situation where it just for a second ticks down and gives you a bid. So if you really liked it, it's worth a shot to try and pick it up. But this does feel like if this is a turn, anybody's short, you might want to get out of that one for you guys there.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what we were saying there. So AMC, yeah, I'm looking for an 8 break. So we'll see if that happens. But yeah, it's halted right now. So good opportunity. Okay, here we go. Maybe we'll get into Apple at some point here. No, it's still back to the downside. So, VWAP is right there though on Apple. I'm just noticing the NASDAQ starting to go a little bit. 139.37. Yeah, right there, VWAP. Let's take a long through 139.40 there on Apple if we can get it. I think that's probably worth a trade if it does get back to that level. Palantir ripping upside as well right now, guys.
Yeah, and that's, you know what's interesting? I saw someone point that out there, and that did feel like a weird halt on AMC. I mean, it's going to say volatility halt, but the bottom was 713. It went to 770, and maybe the bottom was 7 even and 770. But either way, that felt like a really, really quick trigger on the halt. I guess it is exactly 10%, but either way, that kind of didn't feel right either. I'm going to go back to Naked Brands for a second here. Remember that double bottom, that 150 level we were talking about? Here's the test. Look, I took the breakdown when Sundial did the same thing before. The difference here is there is a little bit of support at that low of the day, but I'm going to use momentum to hopefully get quickly in and out of a quick 150 trade, and it's the same thing. If it holds that bid, if it's instantly looking like it wants to hold back above, I'd be out and looking for a reversal on Naked Brand. So that could be the next trade. I'm also waiting for that AMC to open back up to see if there is a long off the bottom there, guys.
Yeah, I'd love to take that 7 long, but I don't know. Okay, so right there, Palantir, we're still bouncing around. I did have an order out. I just got out at 20s there. Now we're going to see beautiful trade there, 36.40, hitting that bottom. I'd love to hold the rest of this. You know, that's the problem. I don't have those diamond hands. I have the scalping hands right now. And let's just check back. How many people are watching? Good, 13,000. 4K, we like 4K. If you haven't done it yet and you're liking the show, you're enjoying the chat, please hit the like, hit the thumbs up there. Only 4,000 right now. We'll see if we can't get that. If it's not blue yet, I don't know if you can, I guess you could do it on your mobile if you're watching this on your phone. Just try to hit the like. Let us know what's going on there. And if you're liking the show so far, it's been a good one. There goes Rocket. I guess I got to get out. I'm holding a very small part here, but it just continues to go to the downside. Wouldn't mind finding some levels, but this is already broke. So maybe if I go to a 5-minute chart or 3 minutes, I don't think so, because I don't think we've been down here for a while. Yeah, we still have that level that I was looking at, 22.25, but here comes the Tank City on RKT. Oh, here we go, just like the other stocks. Yeah, 2050 maybe could be the bottom, but that's a little ways away here on RKT. We'll try to find out if we can get something else going on that one. And I'm still waiting. Apple, I thought it was going to go on that NASDAQ bump, but obviously it didn't there. So still waiting for this 139.25 to come through. What's up, Beep?
I was just watching this GME, guys, just reopened, immediately halted again. So top end of this range, 364, the bottom end, 297, so $164 there. As far as range is concerned in GME, please be careful with these today, guys.
And I don't think we can say that enough necessarily. And I mentioned this about that KOSS, and it's going to be the same thing. This one can't even open up for more than a minute or two. And it's like things get broken when you have all these crazy halts. Sometimes what it's supposed to lead to, right, is you get a trading halt and then you'll get some solid price discovery. But when you get the one after another, it's just you want to certainly stay away from it until it actually gives you an opportunity to be able to trade in and out of it. I'm just saying that it's, you know, I'm not going to. I've ranted before about maybe, you know, how halt rules cannot make some sense at times and changes that could happen to them. Let's not do it here today. There was a bounce off 150, so, you know, pie in my face, I said that I'd get the long. If it broke 150 and my short lost, I'd quickly maybe do a reversal. Certainly there was enough support for the scalp trade, just giving it to you right there, 151 to 161. There just wasn't anything overwhelming on the bid here. But only, like, it's close to 1 million shares, but believe me, we're going to do 1 billion. It's going to do 1 billion shares here on Naked Brand today. 650. That's not nearly enough. If I saw that break plus a refresh that came back for 1 or 2 million shares, so you know there's like not an unlimited buyer, but at least an iceberg, then maybe you go long in front of it instead of waiting for it to shake out some weak hands. Candidly speaking, I will likely be one of them because I'm taking that short break, guys. That's what you got to do. Philip Stack. Is this the craziest week in your trading career? I remember watching the flash crash, but that was one event. And I've never seen anything quite like the flash crash. We're sitting around in the afternoon and nothing was happening. Oh, there's AMC. I actually missed that break, guys, at 8 even. Did you get it, Sean?
Yep. It's not doing anything, but hopefully if you missed it, you got it now.
I got it now.
805 right now, guys. Also, we did bust long here on Apple as well. And that one's going, so that one's a little swish action here for Apple. AAPL, guys, go on, let's go.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, I just got the long here. I actually got better than 8 because I didn't get the print off the open. If it takes out the previous halt top, that 770, I'll be out of it. Otherwise, I'm holding, guys.
Yeah, exactly. Here it goes to the moon right now on this one. We are ready for Brendan with Money Talks, but Apple ripping. Let's go AMC. Let's go, Brendo.
Hey guys, yeah, we'll have a quick check on currency markets. Not a heck of a lot going on so far today. We do have a lot of these in positive territory. I mentioned yesterday a little bit of weakness in the U.S. dollar going into the Fed decision. Wasn't anything terribly shocking as far as what Fed Chair Powell did say after the fact. So we are seeing a little bit of a pullback. You can see in the Canadian dollar just went negative, down slightly. The euro, though, higher, 0.16%. British pound here, 0.28%. Back to the upside for the pound. Both the Japanese yen and Swiss franc were higher. We've seen a bit of a pullback, though, on the Swiss franc. You can see as we work our way down, relatively flat. Cryptos, guys, in positive territory. Was watching Bitcoin earlier. Tried to get above 32, but failed. So 31.9 and change here. That's the Canadian dollar still holding top end of the range, guys. Back to you.
And finally, guys, to the moon. Hopefully AMC, we have that trade. We talked about that one. We hit it. And now we're just slowly getting out as it goes to the upside. We just got out some there at 890 there from our 805 long. So we have that one working out quite nicely for us. And our Palantir still 50 cents in the money. We're watching Rocket. I'm going to take a long through here soon. And then AMC, obviously we just watched that. And Apple, watch out for that. We just took some out there on the high side, but now it's breaking back through VWAP. So we'll get out on a 139 break.
Yeah, and look, I'm going to give you the reason why I took some shares off at that in front of that 9 even. Look, you had a halt price to the downside at 896, at least on the way down that 9. So I'll take profit. If we violate that 770, we talked about that other halt price, I'll just get out of AMC. Otherwise, I still want to hold on to the final third of that position just to see where it happens to go. GameStop look, it's still in successive halt territory here. They just keep on doing it. Has yet to break the 250 bottom. So watch out for that level. It does kind of feel like to me, if it breaks that level and halts, not with giving people a chance to trade out of it, that kind of a thing, things could get out of hand in another direction. So all bets are off. I'm actually not trading it. There's seemingly much more strength in AMC right now, at least from what I'm seeing. It's about to break that 9 even, so I'm just hanging on to that one. Just to go back over to BlackBerry, no successive halts. Look at the structure in this. This just looks almost like a regular stock, if not for some of the volatility you see. You look at this 15 area right now where it's consolidating off of the low of the day. I'm going 15 break on BlackBerry, down 40% here. I'm just going to take a quick shot. I'll probably be out of a bunch of it before it goes like a buck or two in case it is a runner, but watch AMC to the top side here. If this halts or looks like it's going to halt, I'm going to quickly punch out of it because I don't want to hold through that halt trade.
Yeah, I'm getting out as well. So we just take a nice little long through 9 as well there. So we're getting, oops, sorry, wrong stock there as we watch Rocket Mortgage. But there's a couple of my trades. Here we go. It is going to halt right now. So this has not been a good sign for me. So we will get some out on this halt and then just see where it goes. It does not halt. Where it goes from here. So yeah, good little halt option there, but does not halt AMC, guys.
Yeah, I mean, I just got out of BlackBerry. I got out of my AMC. I got 919 out. So for me, it's 95 to 919 for the final third. And again, I think the higher percentage, like get in, scalp some of it if you have the ability to do that, feels like a good level. Still consolidation here in BlackBerry, but it looks like it's failing a little bit. I'll give it to like a 1450 level. I got 1503 in, and there's no way I'm not going to have outs on these stocks here, guys. I'm just going to go with a stop order. Sometimes I like using an area stop. We actually talk about that in our risk management video, which I don't even know if we pulled that up. It's like, we're managing some risk here today, guys. So why not have a check? Go to the Market Wisdom channel. You'll definitely be able to watch this link. And we talk about the difference sometimes in this between area stops, hard stops, why you want to use them, why you don't. One of the good things about having an area stop is you can allow it to trade off a support level, make a determination as to whether they're selling down there, if there's enough buying, and maybe you don't want to simply cover when it breaks. I'm going hard stop at 1450 because that's literally 10% off the bottom of low of the day. That's just too much if you miss it. So I don't want to be making a judgment call at that price area. And so here's my stop. It's my limit order all the way down to 25 there, guys. You'll just see I'd be hands off if it breaks down and out of my BlackBerry trade. I think there's like a $1 or $2 of room to the upside. And what would seem like a scalp trade because of the volume, the range that it's had so far today. But really, if it goes a couple of bucks, that's 10% from here. So I kind of like that risk to reward, but I'm going hard stop on BlackBerry 1450.
Okay, yep, and we're doing the same thing here. We took AMC longer again right now, so we're going to wait to see if that has any legs to it. The long here on AMC, we do like that one, so let's just wait to see if that has legs. We took it long 905 there on AMC. So, I mean, you know, I've been getting some out, and I think like Neil, I am a little bit nervous that we do at some point halt, but right now, you know, if you're trading afraid, then you're not trading, guys. So let's just keep on watching this to go to the upside there. You got to protect some risk, but we do take that long, and I think it's good. So we're going to sit here and hold it, and I don't have any problem doing that. So right now, watch out for the upside on AMC. I like that. It made a bottom there at 7. I wish I was able to get some contracts, but I'm sitting here trading with you guys. So we'll watch that one go to the upside.
Yeah, and look, I'm just sort of quick. I'm looking at AMC as well, and it's kind of giving you a second breakout trade I'm kind of looking at here, and I want to say it's like 950. The only problem, and again, I'm probably not going to take it because I'm loving this 1050 level. I kind of look at things got out of hand and started halting when this broke 1050. You do have you have nothing of significance at post halt at that 10 even, which it might give you a bit of a break psychologically. So I'm gonna go with 1050 as a level I really like here, and it's just I'm starting to get picky. It's 11 o'clock. Things might slow down. Some of the best trades could end up being in the afternoon at this point. So I still got the BlackBerry trade on. That's what I'm going to go with. You've seen pretty much since the open, I'm going to be like 1 or 2 and done at times here, and then I'm going to stick to that at least until maybe the afternoon of that power hour in the final at the end of the day. But 1050 for me will probably be the next trade on AMC there, guys. Just to go back to that AAL, I had talked about if it had made a bottom and turned, I was going to go long at 20. I am happy to tell you that it didn't. And why am I happy? I mean, I would have missed out on a trade that could have been good because I know you still got it, right, Sean?
Sorry, what was that?
AAL. Tell me you still have the short.
No, I dropped that one.
Oh,
a while
man.
ago.
Yeah, it's going to give that.
I actually went long, but it didn't work out.
Yeah, this looks like it's going to give that 16, maybe 1650 to 17 area. And look, we were live with Luis when he talked about that level, and Sean got that trade to the short side. And you're not going to see that very often, like traders talking about, okay, you know, this price level looks interesting when it's like $1 or $2 away from it. You're seeing a setup here, a bit of a double bottom. The break happens pre-market, so you have to have the ability to execute, which we all do at Day Trade the World here. But the other thing, too, is have different risk parameters at that time of day. Understand, we talked about this, like when 2250 breaks, you might not be wrong until it's back above like 2450, which could be $1.50 to $2 worth of risk, guys, so adjust accordingly. BlackBerry's on the move. I might be in the money 30 or 40 cents, but believe me, until it gets to 16, I'm not interested in taking any of this off. And when it gets to like a 1750 to 18, we see all of this chop here, all that congestion, I will definitely be all flat. I don't even care if it goes to 20 at that point. That's not my trade.
Okay. So yeah, AAL, yeah, we did drop that. We tried to go long here, but then we got in and out quickly off of that mistake long. So now we'll wait again. I think we could probably go long at some point here. I don't know what that point's going to be, but we do still have some AMC long. We keep taking this 9 break and then getting out like 920, 930, things like that as it's scalping through there. So I don't know. I'm going to use an 850 break here if it goes downside as my last little bit there. So we'll watch for that one, but that's AMC. Yeah, I missed the BlackBerry trade. That was a pretty good one. Okay, there comes out some more AMC. I didn't even realize I had an order there. So we're going to watch that one to the upside. Rocket, we did take that on this 90 break, we thought, but that's basically where it stopped. So now we got to wait. We got 93s. It's going to come down here and fill us at 2150, I imagine. That's going to be my out spot. Hopefully it can go, but doesn't look like it wants to right now. That's Rocket Companies. I hate your guts. Brendan now over at the big screen. Let's see what's happening as we're getting close, man. 11 o'clock.
Hey guys, got quick updates on Europe. 30 minutes ago in the session over in Europe. Pretty mixed board, actually. There is a lot of positivity coming from individual markets here. France, Italy, Spain, all nicely in positive territory. Look at the UK, though. The FTSE 100 in London down 0.75%. You can see Russia also down 0.6%. Valeria chose a week to go to Russia, and it's been a negative week for Russian markets. Maybe because of Valeria's there? I don't know. Prudential here, if you're looking for individual names, had earnings trading in London, PRU.LO. Had earnings, provided a bit of a corporate update as well. They didn't like either, so a huge flush here. 7.8%, as I mentioned. Look at the volume behind this move as well. It was more or less all at the open that this happened. We've been in a very, very tight range ever since. But among the leaders to the downside guides in the UK, the only one that is negative so far. Back to you.
Thank you very much there, Brendan. I wanted to quickly, if I could, show GameStop. I know there's no getting around it. I mean, obviously everyone's going to be watching this name here today. And I apologize for this dark pool wick. It's trading at 270 right now after that reopen. The 250 bottom looks like it was holding. And there was an experienced trader on our floor, opened his own floor. And one of the things he said, if you're looking for the riskier a trade is, off a level like that, if you don't get the perfect price, sometimes you got to be willing to miss the trade there. And, going long at like 270 off like that 260, or where you're not wrong till 250. The question is, do you want to risk $20 plus slippage? For me, the answer is no. And that's, look, GameStop's coming down right now, but that's the reason I can't defend that level. I mean, I traded cost this morning, and it feels like that was a bit of it made sense to me right here at 9:30, where there was going to be some liquidity off of the open, and it flushed into that level. There was a low of the day, and that's exactly what happened. And the halt came after. Now when it comes back to the same level, it's just, I can't take that trade. There's just no way. And now we're halting through the low of the day here on KOSS, and GameStop also is looking like it's going to test that 250. And it's just a long I won't be defending here. That just seems a little bit much for me. If we can come back to a couple of other names, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Apple. Maybe you have. Blowout earnings and still down 2%. And at some point today, all kidding aside, we're up 1% over in the NASDAQ, 1.4%, 1.6% on the ES. There's got to be a long in Apple today. It's probably going to be off this 138 level. I was looking for that 140. This was as ugly as it gets when it got to that price, and it's just nothing clean about it. It might be a little bit better now that you've sort of failed several times through 140. If we can hold here around VWAP, 138's never broken, and then in the afternoon this market holds up, let's go with 140.50, or sorry, this is actually like 140.35, 140.35, 140.50. I'm sort of adjusting where I want to go long in Apple, but I just feel like there has to be at least one shot at it today. It was just unbelievable numbers. I mean, you can't get it anywhere around it. If it doesn't go green, I'd watch out for actually a correction that gives you an even better price in the coming days. Maybe whether it's tomorrow, or whether it's early next week.
Okay, yeah, so we're already long Apple. We did make a little bit of cash on that, but yeah, right now it's looking like it wants to fall back down. I guess we got out some there, but it's just hovering around VWAP. I still think we can break to the high side there, so that's my talk on Apple. And yeah, we're putting our balls on the line again here today. Just trading AMC, man, 153 trades period right now, and we go long again here at 04. So let's wait to see, man. We just took another break to the long side. We haven't got anything out. This is a 3-minute chart. Maybe it looks better on a 1-minute chart here, just so you can see some of the, I mean, it doesn't look that much better, but just so you can see some of the executions here where we're getting out. We've broken the 9 a couple times there, and it hasn't broke 850. So when that happens, obviously we'll lose on it. But so far we've been making a little bit of money back on some of these trades to see if it can go through 950. Coming up in just a matter of minutes right now, Bane Hunter from Get Swift. Interesting idea, interesting new place to look at. Brendan's going to talk all about them, but Bane Hunter coming up in just a few minutes, I think about 11:15, 11:20 on that one. So get your questions ready. We'll be watching the chat if there are any at all for that one. But AMC, Apple right now, 139. We're still waiting for that to break through. And then go back to Rocket Mortgages, Rocket Companies, formerly Quicken Loans. We took that 93 break. I got out a little bit there. I was worried if we broke that 70 because we're trading big boy shares. So we put on that trade. And I just don't want it to break 50. Obviously, want doesn't matter in the stock market. But
Sean, your general GM here, big pop to the upside.
Yes.
On volume here through 50, through 51.50. I think there's quick little headline. They're offering 30 all-electric models globally by mid-decade. So, big time. I know you've been all over this one, Sean, so I want to make sure we got it real time for you here. There was probably an actual chance to get this break if you had it with the headline. I just missed it, to be honest with you guys. But the nice little move here in General Motors, and it is, look, this is actually bouncing. It's a pullback. Right, so we are bouncing on an upward trend on GM, so there might actually be some action if this pulls back. And I've tried this before when you get like the dip back off the news, but this feels a little bit better. If this comes all the way back to a 50-50, might be worth that defense. Brendan?
Yeah, so just reading through this, guys, there's a couple of things here. So yeah, all 30 all-electric models by mid-decade, but they're also going to source 100% renewable energy to power its U.S. sites by 2030. So a few headlines still coming in here, guys.
All right, I'm going to take a 52 break if that does go through there. So let's wait to see if that comes up. I was just checking the price on some of these options now for AMC because I really think AMC goes here. We took a $9 break again. We got out just like we told you, 30s, 40s, then 50s, now 60s, now 70s. I think worth taking out another little piece here at 79 there to the upside. So bang! Yes, sir. The belly dancing starts again here, hopefully on AMC, as maybe we've seen a bottom there. Watch out. There goes a 10 break. We've got this one again, guys. Boom, your boys here with a little bit of Superman action where we don't have diamond hands, but we still got more than half of this 9 break. So good trade here, get a little bit more out here. Looks like, I don't know, I don't want this thing to halt. We've seen what's happened to me on halts before. Boom, it's getting spicy out here as we continue to go. But yeah, good trade coming there. And I just want to make everyone really clear in 10 minutes. Oops. There we go. In 10 minutes, Bain Hunter, CEO of Get Swift, coming. Going to ask a lot of questions. Brendan's going to have that for you. Very, very interesting. Check that out. Still over 13, 14, 15,000 viewers right now.
There's
AMC with the halt. The cash cow keeps coming in for anybody trading AMC. Man, we made a lot of money back right here, guys.
Yeah, and it's going to be worth a backflip. It's almost at the same time, and I feel like it was. When AMC just went crazy there, you saw Sean, I mean, same moment, BlackBerry, which was holding around that 15, it was in the money 30 cents or so. It just popped through 16, so I, scalped that 75-cent win first. And then, like I said, I had this area at 17 that I like to get out. If I can catch a couple of bucks here or just shy of that, I'll go ahead. From here, it's like a 10% move that we'll be able to get. Even if you get like 1650, guys, so it's a reasonable thing, I think, to take profit off. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I already have my order out, just in case it goes parabolic. BlackBerry has not halted once. It's been, and that's kind of why I went to it. It's just been a little bit more stable, I guess is the word I want to use here, but it's on the march back to the upside. Once we get out of this trade, if we get this pop into 17, I'd be looking to see if we can't play any kind of a pullback. I'd be also eyeballing 1850 to the upside. There was a lot of consolidation between 1750 and 1850. If it rolls over there, it could be worth a short. If it breaks out from there, worth a long at 1850, guys. So nice trade here on BlackBerry. Not done yet. I'm looking for that 10% move here. Maybe just a little bit more than that if we can catch like 1670 or so.
Okay, so GM does go there. It goes instantly in the money quite nicely, but now looks like it's falling back down a little bit. So GM breaks through 52. We have that. What's our price? 51.99. Okay, we'll take it. And there's a nice little banger once again for us, man. Take out the stick and start partying it up here on the south side. And by south side, I mean north side. We're in Toronto. Lovely Toronto, Ontario, Canada here, where vaccines aren't flowing fast enough, in my opinion. But okay, here we go, guys. What a nice move for GM. Let's keep the party going there. Thank you to Neil for bringing this to my attention. I'm sure you have it too at some point there, Neil, breaking through. That was a great call through 52. Now we got a dollar winner on this one as we continue to rock and roll. Everything is hunky-dory now on this side. If you don't know where that's from, neither do I. I just like the saying. Breaking through 2150 there is Rocket Mortgage. So not only do I celebrate my wins, but I also flush myself down a dirty little toilet for this one because Rocket Mortgage today, wow, was I wrong on that one. 23, 21.90, but then we dump it right there for a little small hit. But you know what? We make it all back, guys. We make it back in spades on other stocks there. Only 2 negative stocks today, actually AMC and Rocket there today. So, and I can't believe I'm negative on AMC. Position pending, long at 9, of course. GM makes a nice move. We get some piece out there, 65.
Yeah, I'm going to go with this little power up, guys. I don't know where that's from. I don't know if we played that game before. But I got that BlackBerry out, and it's not going to be 77. It's a little bit that 10% move because 1650 had a refresher, iceberg. It was right in my target range for an out. This is that consolidation level that I was looking at. This was that bottom at 10 o'clock. Same price. I'm out of my last shares there. If it goes higher, that's great. That's fine. You did see a pullback off of that same order that I saw, that 1650. So I like to get in and out as fast as we can here in some of these trades. Pick your spot well. Pick it nicely. AMC, there was a 1050 level that's I've been looking at here, and this was that halt down when you had 1, 2, 3, and then 4 halts when it finally opened to the upside here. And it all started when we had that down halt. 1050 was that bottom or so. That's why I'm looking at that for a breakout. If we open above it, you actually have the 1021 halt price as support. So even like a 1060 long with like a 1075, 1020, and I would look to get into that trade and out of it before it even gets to like a 1360, which is this post, halt, top, guys. So I'm using the ranges to get in and out very quickly. You can also be holding because you have the bottom here of the trend, post, halt. Tread carefully, but it's been a while. I mean, this one was halting every couple of minutes or so. It's a little bit more calm now, which makes a little bit more sense here. Let's see if AMC gives an entry off this reopen.
I hope so. Remember, though, guys, I'm in AMC, so whenever I'm in it, means it's not going to open up in my favor, and I'm long right here at 9. So look at all these buys, man. Buy, 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 buy. I'm with you. I'm, like I said, man of the people here, trying to hold this. Look at Apple. Here we go. We've got this one. It's been a good trade here. We haven't got any out on the upside. I think probably worth getting some right now. We'll take some 84s. A nice little win there. We're now waiting for Apple to continue its march. Look at the NASDAQ. Yesterday, forget about yesterday, down 3%. Who cares? You're up 1.6% today and still rocking to the high side. So a nice little out there on Apple. We hold now 30% or so of what we had initially. Some outs there for flat. Hasn't been a great trade. I mean, we're positive on it. I just wish I had a little bit, better opportunity to hold that. And it's just, I wasn't sure what was happening there. So, damn it, I wish we would have got out. I wish VWAP was a little bit higher for the climb up to that. But there we go. See, like out there, 84. Now a little bit of a drop down. We'll take off one more piece and then see if we can't retest 140.50, which I think we do at some point today anyways on the mark. There we go. AMC's open. And Neil, just like I said, a halt never works for me, so there it is. We go long at 9.
Uncanny.
It goes
Seriously,
right up to 10.23 and right back down. Halts don't work for your boy, guys. So there it is, right back to the downside AMC.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that throws out the window any kind of long at a 10.50. But I was just saying how it managed to stay open for a little bit here and was trading them more normally, and then of course it turns right around. That's it's like I said, it's literally uncanny. I want to go back to American Airlines. If something's going to be stabilizing, and at some point maybe the stock does. I thought that was happening around this 19 area. It is now holding. If you go way back to like 7 a.m. Right at this 18 before things went crazy to the upside and we had that squeeze in American Airlines. That 18 was an interesting price here. You're seeing a ton of volume continue to go off. It's over 200 million now, and it's right in and around that 18 price. I wanted to break at 20 just in case it moved up from here, because clearly there's going to be a buy liquidity at 18 to get you out. I'm looking at about 18.50 for a new breakout trade, not 20s. I'll scalp at 18.50 break on American Airlines, give it to 18 even to the downside. So just adjusting maybe the same plan I would have had about a half an hour or so ago by $1.50 in terms of price. So from 20, now looking at 18.50.
So it's the show's policy here to obviously not show our broker statements or our P&Ls and everything. But guys, what a month. I've been up every single day. So today is just another day. We're net positive here today, and we've had a perfect January. So we have no negative days in January, 3 negative days in December. So, I mean, this has just been an amazing, amazing run for us here. And I just want to give a big thank you to everybody that's watching. And those of you that have watched, I know we're having record viewers right now, but those of you that have watched for the last 6 months, know what's good. So hopefully you guys are there watching. But yeah, just another positive day. So we just put that little feather in our cap there and go, because it's just been such an incredible run here. And yeah, I'm going to continue to support you guys. But what the hell just happened to BlackBerry?
Oh, so you know what? I was sitting here looking at American Airlines. I wasn't even watching BlackBerry. I mean, I just got out of this trade. Wow. Okay, so I mean, every now and then, this is probably not a bad time to go over this. I just talked. I won't say it again because I talked about the reasons why I got out at that 1650 at a target area of 1650 to 1670. My order initially was in the middle of it. The second I saw a large and iceberg order at 50, I just got out in front of that price, and now you're seeing it pull right back into that consolidation area where we got in at 15. I don't love it. You're still in a downward trend. That's why I'm not going to reload. And that's just going to be the way I like to play these things. Maybe it does bounce from here. But I'd rather see it bounce first and take a breakout higher off of what would be stronger support than bet that we're breaking the trend. So I'm not going to go ahead and do that. What I am going to do is listen closely because we have our guest of the day. Let's throw over to Brendan for the introduction, guys. All
right, guys, thanks so much. Yeah, we're talking innovation in delivery management today. GetSwift has a software platform, a delivery management platform, helping businesses improve their efficiency when it comes to getting their product to their customers, improve their supply chain management, and also improve growth opportunities. Bain Hunter is CEO of GetSwift and is joining us on the show today for the first time. Great to have you with us, Bain. Welcome to the show. We appreciate your time today. This is a really interesting concept, and I want to dig into the hows and the whys, but why don't you give everyone a little bit of a general overview to start things off of GetSwift and how it came to be?
Great. Thanks for having me on the show. Sorry it won't be as exciting as what's happening with Reddit and GameStop and everything else, but I'll try to do my best. So a little bit about GetSwift. GetSwift started about 5-6 years ago. Originally, it was a liquor distribution company. We had to solve our own, let's call it, problems with scalability. We had over 90,000 accounts at one point. As we were scaling, we were just adding more and more staff to manage our distribution, logistics, routing, customer service, and everything else. And it wasn't scaling properly. So we decided to go and look if there is a solution out there that could meet those requirements. We couldn't find anything, and we decided to build our own solution. In a moment of epiphany, fast forward, we realized that what we had built was actually better than the liquor distribution business. And we decided to shift locations to the States and effectively run a POC in the US and beyond. And fast forward where we're today, we're being utilized in over 70 countries and over 70 verticals. What makes us, I think, unique more than anything else is when we set out to not only solve our problem, we wanted to solve as many problems as we could and across many industries, as many verticals as there are. Meaning that the company built itself around the concept of being a horizontal, not a niche player. Effectively, whether you're a mom and pop store on the corner, or you're a large multinational with operations in dozens of countries and thousands of locations, we have a service, product, or a solution that will enable you to preserve your brand, grab control of your own destiny, and solve your last mile challenges that you may have.
Now, the company has multiple different products, and I want to dig into some of them here, but you mentioned briefly there a shift from the Australian market to New York, and I want to talk about the stock formerly listed on the ASX over in Australia, now listed on the NEO exchange here in Toronto. Guys, if you want to check it out, you can see the ticker in the bottom there. But let's discuss the different products here and how they're aimed at a very, very wide range of different types of businesses, aiming to serve anything from, as you mentioned, restaurants right through to rural farms looking to get their products out to the market.
I think the most important thing that I can get across is there was a passion early on where we realized that what we needed to do is provide the tools and the mechanisms and the solutions to businesses of, basically all size, but mostly small to medium enterprises. Let's call it small town businesses that were being displaced. So some of the tools that we wanted to actually give them, number one, is preservation of their own data. We don't sell our data. We don't sell our data. The data belongs to our customers. Brand equity, we're white labeled, meaning that if you have Bain's coffee shop and I'm doing deliveries, the customer sees Bain. It doesn't see GetSwift. Same thing with employee rostering, scheduling, interactions with customers. Infrastructure needs, if you have infrastructure needs, e-commerce, front end, effectively based upon where you are from a growth perspective. If you are just starting and you're launching your business to the point where you're, as I said, a very complex business, we have the ability to give you some component of our platform. Again, be that an e-commerce front end, be that a simple dispatching, routing, and tracking, be that a complex algorithm that'll take a look at your hub model and decide who to dispatch, when to dispatch, how to pool your resources. Effectively, what it comes down to is this. Tell us what your problem is, and we'll look to see if we can find a solution. What I stress very, very commonly is this. It's not so much about selling our solution as much as it's understanding what your business objectives are, what tools you have to achieve those business objectives. And if you are missing some, maybe we can provide some of them. And last but not least, what's the time frame that you're hoping to accomplish? So we see ourselves not really as selling so much a technical solution as much as understanding our customers' business objectives and helping them achieve those business objectives, again, within the scope of the offering. Now, what's very important to note is that as opposed to the likes of DoorDash and Uber Eats of the world, we don't have drivers. We don't have vehicles. We believe that we should be job creators, good job creators, and not take the 20 or 30% margin. I jokingly say, if I turned to you and I said that we can solve all your last mile logistical needs for anywhere from 1 to 3% of your ticket, that's a hell of a better, let's call it proposition, than asking for a 20 to 30% cut in that respect. So again, I'm very proud on the aspect that what we're enabling to do is customers of all sizes, enabling them to create jobs, remain competitive, keep their brand value, and more importantly, expand beyond the regions they're in.
Talk about that expansion now. The company's made a few recent acquisitions in an effort to continue to expand. Tell us about those.
So correct. So we made 3 acquisitions. First acquisition was a sector that our predictive analytics said that even the big boys were having trouble struggling in, and that was the farm to table sector, right? So if you look at the full life cycle and the full let's call it delivery model, it starts really at the origination where, in this particular instance, the product is made. So we acquired Delivery Biz Pro about in 2019. We're very happy with it. We've grown it exceptionally quickly, exceptionally fast. Our customers, I think, are incredible as far as being passionate about what they do, and more importantly, being regional hubs for commerce. The second acquisition we made was an interesting acquisition, was called Scheduling Plus. And that was made because one of our large international customers had requested a scheduling and a dispatch integration. So instead of actually partnering with another company that would, of course, then get access to our markets, we decided to evaluate whether we wanted to build or buy. We were fortunate enough to identify a product that was out there. We fully incorporated it into our platform. And then the last component in 2020, we bought a company in Europe called Logo. That focuses on integration, execution, and infrastructure. There's the old adage, right? You can have the best product in the world, but if you can't execute and deploy and integrate, it remains on the shelf. So Logo gave us the ability to reduce our infrastructure costs, reduce our technical costs, give us the footprint in a sphere that we're experiencing a significant amount of growth. And last but not least, always a good plus. They're direct flights. It's scalable. It's a great business with a fantastic reputation. And again, all three have been fully incorporated.
And it improves and expands, as you mentioned, the product offering and the ability to service a wider range of different types of businesses. You mentioned it briefly earlier, but let's just touch on a little bit. Like, if somebody's listening right now and they have a side business on the weekend, maybe selling vegetables at a farmer's market or something like that, how can that person running a small business benefit from your software?
Very simplistic. So just go to our site. Here's a little pitch. Go to getswift.co. You can download our solution, and effectively, you don't even have to get into any level of complexity. It's like a top-up model, same thing that you would do with your, let's call it, phone. You download the solution, you test it, you get X amount of credits for free, see if it works for you. If it does, then you use your credit card fee to actually effectively pay for on a per transaction basis. So the more deliveries you do, the happier we are. Obviously, that's how we make our money in respect to a small business. Now, if you're a slightly larger business and you're actually scaling, we'll pre-qualify you and we'll look at it and we'll give you incentives to hit certain targets. So effectively, the more obviously volume that you do, the cheaper the per transaction cost will be. Again, depending on the complexity of the business as well, some businesses, what we will do is we'll come to an arrangement where we'll say, like I mentioned earlier, we'll build everything out for you and we'll come to an agreement where we will take a small percentage of your total basket size. Let's say 2% of your basket size. So if you have a $100 basket size, we'll charge you $2 for that. And then more complex businesses obviously takes a significant amount of effort, and that's where the integration work and project planning kind of steps in. But small businesses, you can get it up and running today very quickly, very easily, and at no cost for the initial trial period.
And a great solution, I have to mention. I did spend some time having a look at it over the past couple of days. Let's have a look at the stock itself. Now, we talked briefly at the beginning of the discussion here. The stock was originally listed on the ASX, has since moved to North American markets here. The price has been cut in half if you compare the two. Tell us that story.
Well, that's a story that one day I think is going to make it to Hollywood. If you look at that, if you look at the whole saga, but I'll leave that to the script writers. Fundamentally, we think the NEO is a much better exchange on a number of reasons. One, it understands technology. Two, the staff is incredible and supportive. Three, again, we're doing most of our growth and most of our business in the North American market and in Europe. So it made sense from a time zone perspective. It's a more, in our experience, more conducive exchange from a discoverability for a company like ours. What was a little bit strange and bizarre is that when we made the announcement that we were making the move, the stock value got cut in half and the fundamentals, if anything, stayed the same. So part of that obviously is as a result that the shares are still trickling in terms of being placed on the exchange from a perspective of being able to trade. I believe that the holding house was in the process of sending out the transfer, let's call it, instructions last week. So I believe most of that should be resolved by the end of this week, of the following week. But again, interesting enough in that respect that the fundamentals stay the same. Share price got cut in half, which is kind of bizarre, but neither here nor there. So we're kind of actually very positive and very happy to be here in Canada and be here on NEO and, be home. Let's put it that way.
It's GSW, guys. If you want to check it out, GSW trading on the NEO exchange. Now, I want to make sure that we get a chance to discuss the pandemic a little bit, the delivery company. So we've seen this massive increase in both demand for delivery services because of stay-at-home orders and everyone, unfortunately, being forced to order in a lot of the time, which is great for your business. But the company's doing great work on helping people that might be a little bit less fortunate in getting out to get the necessities they need, specifically in the state of Florida.
Yep. COVID has been brutal. Let's not pull any punches. It's been absolutely brutal. I think we all, and I say all of us, had a misconception in terms of how long it would last. I think everybody thought, myself included, that it would be maybe a 3-month impact at most. Well, we all see where we are today. So it's been brutal in small businesses. It's been brutal in terms of what I call, the population that's at highest risk. With the state of Florida, we had an incredible opportunity to partner with them and another service provider to provide essential services, food, meals, to their elderly population across 60 some odd counties. The state of Florida very quickly realized that was going to be a necessity. And within 3 weeks of us actually getting together, we were up and running and delivering food. Again, does not seem that important, but believe you me, and when you're on the receiving end, it is a lifeline, and the key here is being able to do it quickly and being able to do it efficiently. So we are humbled, we are appreciative, and we're looking forward to obviously do our part wherever we can in that respect, especially during the COVID pandemic. Now, the other thing that I want to mention about the COVID pandemic is 2 things. One, the impact that it's had on small businesses and restaurants and everything else. I don't care if you're sitting in a major city, whether it's Toronto, New York, San Francisco, and everything else. If you go down the street, you'll see the impact on small restaurants and small businesses. Same thing in terms of small towns. The impact has been horrific, right? Our passion and our goal really is to provide a solution that's not just what I call an anesthetic, right? It's not about taking away the short-term pain. It's actually about providing let's call it the medicine or the vaccine in this particular instance, pun intended, that will enable businesses to survive the new, let's call it, shift, both in terms of consumer behavior, which COVID has accelerated. We predicted we were going to get to this point where more and more consumers were going to focus on e-commerce and delivery. But obviously, COVID accelerated all that. And with the compressibility of time, I think kind of shifted that forward by about 3 to 5 years. So my personal belief is that we're not going back to the old normal. I think that consumer behavior, because of the duration of the behavioral change that we have experienced, has now been ingrained. There may be some scalability back, but fundamentally, I think it's here to stay. And any business, and here's the interesting thing, any business whether it's a small business, or medium business or a large multinational, has had to adapt to it. And that adaptability has to remain in place and be competitive. So you have to be able to run a competitive business that's going to be able to scale, that's going to be able to be profitable. And delivery and last mile logistics is an essential aspect of that. And you need, and this is the advice that I tell all our partners and all our customers, you need to grab control in your own hands. You cannot outsource that. You can't outsource the destiny to somebody else. If you are going to be the pilot of your own, let's call it, plane, you have to be in control. And that's what effectively we're trying to tell people and do people. It's not, again, about selling GetSwift. It's really about creating jobs, sustainable jobs, and more importantly, giving the ability to steer your own ship to businesses of all sizes. That's really what GetSwift is all about.
Bain Hunter, CEO of GetSwift, joining us today. Bain, let's touch on just real quick before we wrap things up here.
Sure.
The advisory panel that the company has been able to create and put together is very, very impressive. Speak both to some of the names that you have on that advisory panel and what that says to the stability of the company going forward.
Mm-hmm. So about a year ago, we had the fortune to meet and chat with two very distinguished individuals. Former presidential candidate and Governor Howard Dean and General Mark Bowen. If you look at some of the, let's call it, observations that Governor Dean put in place, they coincided very, very, very quickly with what we were thinking all along in terms of that delivery, logistics, accessibility, and everything else are going to be key to the economy. He spent some time looking at the company, meeting with the executives, and we very quickly realized that having somebody as distinguished as himself to provide the, let's call it, sage advice and let's call it pathfinding would be immensely helpful. We are, delighted to say that his contributions have been incredible. Same thing goes with General Mark Bowen. Again, one of the top experts in InfoSec and cyber, I would say. He used to report directly to the Joint Chiefs of Staff. He's been exceptionally helpful to us from a perspective of international operations as well as domestic. In other words, there are some areas of the world that we're competing directly with some of our strategic adversaries. And as a result of that, we're winning those battles, I must say. Even as a small company, we're kind of winning those battles. And the advice, the perspective, and the experience that he's had internationally in terms of setting up technology operations in probably some of the most remote areas that you can imagine has been helpful to us as well. Funnily enough, as I said, we're operating in some areas of the world that our competitors are not even touching with a 10-foot pole. Pakistan, Kuwait, Oman, and so on. Mentioned 70 plus countries across 70 some odd verticals demonstrates that we're doing something right for a whole bunch of people.
Bain Hunter, CEO of GetSwift, with us. It's a very, very creative approach to this industry and a very exciting time to be a part of it. We appreciate your time today.
Thank you so much, and great show.
Thank you so much. Have a great day. There you go, guys. A little bit of a look at GetSwift. Again, GSW, the ticker, if you want to check it out on the NEO Exchange, guys.
All right. So you might have heard some, thank you. Great little opportunity. And on the ASX, of course, you talked about that. Now on the NEO, I think it's a fantastic opportunity. So we went long 750 on that reopen there. We should have took the reopen price, I think, of 650, but all the way up to 830. Now we'll see, man. We're going to make it, hopefully, our whole day. I mean, look, it's a positive day for me, but hopefully we can make it back if AMC wants to start going a run. Maybe we have a good little position here. Hopefully, guys. Diamonds? Nah, they're not diamonds, but we'll see if we can hold it a little bit through $10 here. That's my sort of target right now for AMC. If we get to that level, that'd be great. But we're running over time here, Neil. Yeah, let's wrap this bad boy up.
We do have to go here, and you just talked about AMC. There was a first halt to the upside on GameStop just now. It created all the way to 100. 108 before a first upside halt at 155. Clearly, this is a story that is not necessarily done. I mean, Robinhood went down. You see the flush that just happened here. It's been an exciting show. It's been a lot of fun. Thank you to our guests for coming through, Bain. Very, very interesting as well. But this is going to be an interesting day. Trade carefully, have a bit of a risk plan, and you can come out fine. I'm a little bit tired here, and I got to shout out, fantastic job by Prad filling in. For Valeria Ms. V, she should be back next week, hopefully. For my man, Sean Cantina, doing an awesome job. I mean, look, today it's trading the way we are today live for you guys. Believe me, it takes a lot out of us. We have a lot of fun doing it. For Brendan Wiggins, who does that, trades himself, and gets that interview done. There is a cash cow. I mean, if AMC gets to 10, it's going to be a big one there. I'm Neil Roberts. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Trader TV Live. We'll see you guys tomorrow. What a day.